All right.
I really don't know what it is, but it seems like recently either everyone's at the game or there's multiple people that are either late or have issues.
Yeah, I've had people missing just about every game past week and a half or so.
Oh, have you got a new mic, Arctic?
Yeah.
Obviously, this has been covered like prior to me getting here. I'm aware of that, but
I did not.
He says he does not, and I just asked the same question about 5 minutes ago because it sounds like so much clearer, right? It
there's
sounds
no
like a
there's no way
completely
that
different
isn't a new
quality.
mic.
No, it's.
What the fuck?
I'll try to remember these acoustics. I don't think I can replicate them anyway. But I'll remember this
really,
setup exactly.
I don't think it's a change of acoustic. It's unless there's like, do you have like an inbuilt webcam on your computer and you've just accidentally been using that as a microphone?
No, that's what I always use, and that's what I'm still using right now. I always use my inbuilt webcam mic.
All right.
Yeah, and but I think this time the computer just might be in a position in a kind of amphitheater where there's a slight concave area beneath the microphone, which provides just a couple of centimeters of reverb, like a guitar, basically. And I think that might be just the perfect acoustic setup, along with the fact that there's no wind. I'm outside, so yeah, I don't think I'll be able to replicate these circumstances. And if I move, like when I go up and get a drink, I'll probably lose.
Yeah,
them,
can't leave your chair.
I'm starting to get suspicious. I'm starting to think he's bought a new microphone and he's just fucking with us.
He doesn't want us to know that he's spending our hard-earned money.
Exactly.
On
That's
God forbid he does something.
Yeah,
spends the money we give him
to further enhance our experience.
Indeed. I have considered it.
Yeah.
I did buy a new set of headphones, but I'm not using them. They're just Bluetooth, and they're not very comfortable. So
you're just aging them.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, they're used for sitting out in the lawn. I've got like a chair about I think it's 100 feet away. It's about 30 meters. Yeah, 25 meters. Got a chair out there in the middle of the lawn, just out there in the nowhere, on the edge of the mountain, and I put my Bluetooth headphones on and sit in. Like a fucking hippie, man. Like, such a guru at the moment. Sitting on top of a mountain, cross-legged, giving answers out to people. Anyway. I found my house on Google Maps the other day, or someone else found it for me. It was interesting to see. I haven't done that before. And
it's always fun when you find your friends' houses.
Yeah. Pretty cool. All right. There's a few of us here now.
Some.
Do we have a recording bot?
Mm-hmm. It's going.
Hello, recording bot. Hello, the future. Hello to everyone out there.
Hello, aliens that may be listening to this on a weird channel.
Like Pornhub.
I'm just gonna quickly make a little speech about how I think our AI overlords are very generous in sparing my life in advance.
Very.
Yeah. As you can see, we have very much tactical experience, so you should keep us alive.
Yeah.
And just all around great blokes, so just don't do anything, please. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone who is listening in the future. It means a lot to me in the past. Alright. We're in the village of Barovia, in a valley likewise called Barovia. It's a dismal place, if ever you've been to one. You have spotted nobody walking through the streets, except maybe a few shadows huddling away from you, hurrying away from you. Many of the buildings are boarded up. Many of the doors are slamming as you approach, closing. It's currently the daytime. You would expect it to be morning, but it can be difficult to tell. You've arrived here after leaving your own village of Slumberhaven, boarding the black coach, which took you to Castle Ravenloft, and after a brief foray into the castle, you fled there with the skin of a dragon. After meeting with Madame Eva in a chance encounter where you were almost driven into her arms by 1,000 ferocious bats, you uncovered a artifact of incredible power, the holy symbol of Ravenkind. And here in Barovia, we have discovered the potent power of this holy symbol, which has the ability to stop a vampire in its tracks. An ability that we used on a young man whose story is one of both valiance and woe. And this boy, the son of a priest, was convinced by a powerful mage to participate in a raid, in an uprising, in a rebellion against Castle Ravenloft. Only in a story that you heard earlier from the gypsies, from the Vistani, you also hear now, you also heard from the priest, and that is that the rebellion failed. This mad mage managed to recruit up to 100 souls, perhaps. With their pitchforks and their torches aloft, they charged up the Barbican Gate into the mouth of doom. Well, accounts vary. Some say they never even made it that far. And in fact, the wizard battled Strahd at the edge of the bridge, where some of you were almost flung off.
Mic off.
1,000-foot ravine down into the distant mist below, and
Mic on.
so you heard Strahd triumphed, and the wizard was cast into this certain doom. That was the last that was heard of him, but it was not the last that was heard of this boy, of course. He fell prey to the night, and when he returned to Barovia, it was as an undead creature. Terrible vampire, ravenous, desperate for blood. His father pinned it within the undercroft beneath the church, beneath the chapel. To this day, he remains there praying, imploring the sun, imploring the morning lord to lift his child out of this horrible situation. You couldn't bring yourself to kill him, so you locked him back up and went on your way. And now you're in the middle of town. You're in the middle of Barovia, although call it the middle of anywhere is a is a bold statement. It's
Sorry, Neo, we can hear your background.
I think he is the background.
Oh, okay.
Arctic, you can right click and server mute, or if.
Sorry about that. It turned off push to talk for some reason.
oh, no worries, man. No worries. Cool. So here we are in the middle of Barovia, a village that stands, crouches, huddles in the shadow of Castle Ravenloft, 1,000 feet above, up on top of a line of clouds, barely visible among the eternal fingers of mist. There are a few sounds in this town. There may not be much to see, but there are a few to sound. Immediately behind you, there is a tavern, possibly an inn. It's called the Blood on the Vine, and it looks about as cheerless as the name seems to sound, though it is warm. And looking through the unshuttered windows, you can see a dour man cleaning glasses. Picks up one, polishes it, and puts it aside. Picks up one, polishes it, puts it aside. To the south, you can see a general store, Bildrath's Mercantile, if you're in need of ropes or pittons or 10-foot poles. You're likely to find them there. Deeper within the alleyway, you hear the wailing. Wailing? It's grief. It's the weeping of someone. They may wail occasionally, but their spirit sounds like it's broken to the point where even wailing is futile, and all they can do is sob. All they can do is weep. Further to the south still, perhaps coming all the way from the largest building in town, an exact replica of the mayor's mansion back home in Slumberhaven. You hear a frantic hammering, tack, 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 as someone works hammer and nail into a frenzy. And then finally, the one with the sharpest ears among you, perhaps a Lenway?
It might be Augustin, but Augustin's not here.
Alright. One among you hears the bray of an animal, an ass, donkey, or some such.
Could it be?
No, don't do it to me.
Oh,
Weeps gently.
just passive perception.
Yeah, the highest
Alright.
passive perception.
I only have 12.
Yeah, mine's a 12 as well.
12 as well.
Maybe Augustin hears it, but no one else.
Can I
Oh, I have 14 actually.
There you go.
poke my head down that alley at that crying person or whatever, just try and get a look at the make of them?
Oh, it's somewhere down this street.
Oh, okay,
so
a bit further down,
it's
right?
just another dismal building, but the
Yeah,
only
okay.
one that has any sound at all that you've heard so far, except the skittering of rats or the slamming of doors.
Yeah, sure.
Did we go into the shop before? I
Who
can't
are we
remember.
going to?
Yeah, we ended, I think, right as we were walking up to it.
Okay.
So we'll gather some supplies if we need, and then maybe grab a room at the Blood on the Vine for the night, and then head out tomorrow morning. Is that the plan?
That sounds like a good plan to me. It's creepy out here, though.
I think we should gather more information before we head out. We don't even know where we're going, right?
Aye, that's true. Yeah. It might be worth popping into the manor south of town as well.
So what's that weird sound? That wailing.
Probably just
Yeah.
another anguished soul. Look at this place.
Could be a lich, or could be a ghost. Oh, I don't know. It could be anything.
I reckon there'd be a lot less people in town if that were the case.
Have you seen any?
Aye.
Okay.
I get the feeling they just don't like travelers, foreigners, maybe. We're a pretty eccentric bunch.
Yes.
Let's get going to the store then if we need stuff.
I'm gonna try and sell this this golden ankh that I found. Yeah, if they'll take it, I hope. I'm low on money,
Right.
so. I'll make my way inside to the general store.
What the hell are you? He grabs an axe. You are looking at the inside of a building with the backpacks and the boots and the chicken feed and the sort of things that everything the little village is likely to need. Behind these countless rows of regular and mundane items is a counter, and behind that counter, a tall man, broad-shouldered, with a dirty apron and a thick, greying handlebar moustache that might have once been red. And the instant you walk in, he stands up and grabs an axe from underneath the counter.
Oh, warm reception like the rest of town. That's nice. Hello, sir. My name is Milenwe. I'm obviously not from around here. I've just come to peruse some wares. I mean you no harm.
You a magician?
I'm skilled in some divine healing, but I wouldn't say...
No magic!
Okay, no magic. Fine. I only want to shop. And I'll kind of like jingle my coin purse a little bit at my belt.
Okay. I see. You do magic. You go out.
Okay.
What about science?
Hmm?
I kind of poke my head out, was from behind Elenway.
You with the monster?
Monster? Where?
I'm visibly taken aback.
This your monster?
What monster? There is no monster. I can't see one.
You can come in, look around, see if there's thing you want to buy.
Right. I kind of like hurry over. Do you have? And he starts rattling off a few things. So a bit of wood. Do you have like a threaded twine? So woven twine. And if you have, do you have any springs?
Yeah. Yeah, we have spring.
Right. Okay. Any of that, please. So yeah, he'd just buy anything he can. All he wants is stuff so that he can modify his light crossbow to a hand crossbow and maybe do a little bit of tinkering on it.
Do these items, they don't have a player's handbook for us, do they?
I don't. So I'll get up my player's handbook, which is right
yeah,
next
no
to me.
worries.
They're
No worries.
in some packs.
We'll say that it's worth about 5 gold. 50 gold. Tells.
I'm sorry.
That markup.
This Lamordian spring. It's only one in store. Come all the way from Lamordia. You don't know. We don't get many traveling merchant here, Barovia. You want spring? You pay for it.
Right. Well, how about a trade instead? I assure you, it's very beautiful what I have.
Show me what you got.
He pull out the little box that he took a photo of the front gate, and he put it on the table. It's all right. It's not magic. It's science. Please believe me. And he presses a little button. A little hologram of the gate pops up. See, it's a hologram. It's quite rare. You'll never find anything like it.
What's it do?
You can take what I've coined the term is take projections, and you can keep them in this box.
Projection like ghost?
It's not really a ghost, but yes, if that helps you
Sounds
understand.
like magic.
It's not magic. You see, what happens is I use the light.
I don't push it, Dukovich.
I think he's a little too superstitious for this.
He's just a God-fearing peasant.
I give you 5 gold piece.
All right, that sounds a bit better. That sounds fine. And he'll give him 5 gold for all the stuff he needs.
No. I give you 5 gold for your gross machine. This costs 50.
I take the ghost machine back. You know what? Don't worry about it.
You want this spring enough, you buy it.
And what could you give me for this? I'm gonna pull out the holy symbol. It's the golden ankh. Kind of just like palm it across the counter to him. Solid,
Wait a minute.
solid gold, that.
It's not real gold. I give you 50 silver.
You can't tell me that's not real gold. How could you possibly tell me that isn't real gold? Bite it. Go on. Check the quality.
I'm professional merchant, you know. I know these things. He puts it in one hand and picks up a counterweight, maybe a small statue on the other hand, and weighs. It's not real gold. Real gold, very heavy.
I assure you, this is real gold. But if you're not interested, and I'll take it back.
I give you 25 gold.
You can give me 30 gold, and you can have it. How's that?
This deal.
Excellent. Fantastic. There you go.
Alright, he takes the yank and I give to my wife. She likes strange things.
I'm sure she'll love it.
Coins he gives you have that widow-peaked gentleman alongside them.
Dukovic is going to try and sell that ink that makes you feel queasy.
What's it do?
It's special ink that makes whoever sees it feel queasy.
Sounds cursed.
Makes you more virile.
Sounds magic.
It's herbs.
Sounds illegal.
Something tells me you don't.
Sounds like a good Saturday night.
You never tell anyone that Bildrath deal in magic, okay? I give you 5 gold pieces.
He does like the zip lip thing and locks it.
Good
And
man.
Gives him a nod and hands the ink over.
You know, you smell good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Is he looking at me or Elaine?
Yeah, you. When he takes the ink from you and leans over. Seems to get a bit of a whiff of you. Smells good.
Right. Okay. So.
Starts picking his teeth.
I just need to figure out actually how much gold I have, because I did have.
Does he have unusually sharp teeth?
He has make a perception check, I suppose. Yeah.
Real quick, while we're talking about gold, sorry. Now that we've seen him, the individual on the gold coins, is it Strahd?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've seen because you saw him playing the piano, so the organ, the token and the image is identical. It's interesting because identical is the right word, and yet these coins are very old. You've got these old tarnished coins that must have been minted decades ago, and they're the spitting image of the man whose image who you met, the gentleman who was playing the organ.
You got a mayor in town, mate?
No, we don't have mayor. We have Burgomeister. But sad story, Burgomeister. He dead, you know. He good man. Yes, he good man. Ismark the Greater. He was, brave warrior. He liked to, protect people, stand up for people, but he get very sick, and he get very old, and, I think he just he had enough, and so now he cark it. It's that
Can
story, no?
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah. What would you like to know?
social security number.
Yeah. All right. The guy is a tax fraud. What would you like to know? Well, what are you So this guy tells you a story about the burgomaster who's died. Well, what are you looking for in that in his body language?
Basically, whether or not he's lying or just being deceitful or dishonest about that.
No, it doesn't seem to. He just seems to pass it off as a casual remark. It's like, oh, by the way, the guy who rules this town, or at least is the nominal ruler in place of Strahd, is dead. Yeah, he was a good guy, but he's not around anymore. Oh well, you know, shit happens, eh? Guy doesn't seem particularly upset about it at all.
Who's in charge now?
Same as always, Lord Strahd. But all we are belong to Lord Strahd. No burgomaster means no government, but what's the government do anyway? Just take taxes, doing nothing, With burgomaster gone, maybe now it's people will free more liberated.
So there's
You
no
don't
laws
mind.
I
Sorry.
cannot hear you.
Sorry, there's no laws here?
Yeah, of course there is lore. There is Strahd. But Strahd, he is up there in castle. It's a long way away, So, if you try to steal from me, then I will rip out your throat, and there is no guard to stop me.
Right.
How long has Lord Strahd ruled these lands?
It's a funny question, He ruled for a long time. He here in my father's day, so it's long time,
I see.
Hey, we got that letter when we came on in. Remember?
I do.
Do you know Irina Koliana?
Oh yes. She daughter of Ismark the Elder, daughter of Burgomeister. That's their house down that way. You can only look at their house and say, "Oh, that man collects his taxes." You just look at it. No work, just I take my money from every other person. I make a big house for my family. You know how it is. You gonna buy anything or what?
Not for that insane price, no.
I tell you what, you want spring? I give you spring 25 gold. Everything else I give to you for free.
I can do that. That'll do.
You know why? Because you open-minded, because you travel with monsters. So I know that you must be, free thinker.
That's an apt description, I'd say.
Unlike some of us closed-minded folk, huh? Kind of glaring.
Tell me about it. Like Vistani, so narrow-minded, always stealing, always rape, they bad people, very narrow-minded.
I'll mark it down.
Kind of just roll my eyes and walk out of the shop.
What was that creature? Referring to a Lenway.
That was, I believe her race is, what was it again? He looks to Anton. Do you remember?
Earth genocide?
I think that was the one. Yes. It's hard to remember. We never really talked about it.
Genocide?
Yeah, that's the one.
Indeed. They're a rarity in our lands, but not unheard of.
It means her father was a rock?
In a sense.
In a manner of speaking.
It's strange, strange world outside the mist.
I assure you it's a strange world inside the mist too for us.
Only because you are freaks.
Thank you.
To this land, I suppose.
You get many others coming through here.
Not so much, but they always stay here in long run, you know what I mean? Huh?
Actually, we haven't seen many people at all.
That's because they're dead, you idiot. Up in graveyard.
Oh,
I tried to
right.
make joke. You don't understand joke? You have no sense of humor.
Oh, sorry.
What killed them precisely?
Being stupid and fool killed them, you know? They say, oh, this land, it's so terrible. I hate it. I must make change. I must take my fireball spell and my magic sword. And I kill everything. Yes, and I kill the monster. And oh, I overthrow the rightful lord of this world. Yes, yes, I of this realm belong to someone else, but I will kill them. And yes, well, every year graveyard grows bigger. Midnight procession grows bigger every year. Now this year, I think it have more adding to it. Huh? You know?
I don't believe we're interested in doing any of that. Honestly, we wanted to pass through these lands, but we're not quite sure how.
Hey, yeah, you good people, you know. I like you. I give you a hint. You track down Vistani, and they have magic potion. You drink magic potion, and you can walk into mist, and you can walk home. Never see Barovia ever again.
Because I like you and you gave me that discount, I wouldn't suggest ever trying it. It's actually just soft drink.
Oh my goodness! It's fraud.
Yes, you will die if you try that. So.
Oh gosh!
He doesn't seem surprised at all, does he?
No.
It's my breath is taking away. I tell you, Vistani. See, you cannot trust. See, they are scoundrel and thief and liar and vagabond. And they work for Strahd. You know that, right?
I think they did mention maybe something. Can I roll insight to see if he's working with Vistani?
Go ahead. The guy is trying to sow as many seeds of discord as he can, but that doesn't mean what he's saying isn't necessarily true. Yeah, he's certainly having a lot of fun with this, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, Vistani, you see, they come and go as they please, you know. Strahd give them permission to come and to go, to do what they like. Never punish, you know. They steal, they kidnap, they do anything, but never punish because Vistani are pets belonging to you know who.
Right. Earlier, you said something about people getting courage and trying to storm the place with magic swords and fireballs. What sort of magic swords have you seen people wielding?
Oh, I once see a sword that has flaming frost come from the blade.
Did you see any sword that emitted a strong light?
Yes, you get It's like flaming frost is very bright. Yes.
Right. Do you know who owned that sword? The name?
Let's see. I think is warrior called Rudan. Rudan the Great from from Hismark. Yes. Yes, he traveled with our cat person and lizard person and that was long ago, many years. Oh, I tell a story.
Right. Okay.
I was single then, you know.
You're
Mhm.
married.
Ah. Yes, I have my wife, she have litter of 8 pups, you know? It's big family.
Is this guy Dwarvish?
No.
No. Okay. It just the way you said pups made me think it was Dwarvish. Right. Right. Actually, we heard some rumors that Strahd had a wife. Is that true?
You ask too many questions. We closed for the day.
Okay.
Probably about time,
Grab,
too.
grab my things. I give Vorig a look at the name of the guy with the sunlight sword. Once we get
Fine.
outside, I'll tell him. That might be the name of the grave we have to search.
What are we looking for?
That sword he was talking about, the one that's really bright. You think that could be the tarot reading one in the grave? That might be that guy's name.
Hey, does anyone have the notes? Was any of the riddles like a grave?
I don't think that would be it. Wasn't
Powerful foe.
a weapon of vengeance? A sort of. She was describing what, a frosty flame. I've never heard sunlight described as frosty.
Oh, I did say bright, but it's something.
We should probably go check out this the Burgermeister's house.
All right.
We got his letter. Kalyan Indorovich was the Burgermeister. Yeah, Burgermeister.
Oh crap! It's my list. I accidentally closed it, so I didn't get to write down the full
Hey,
name.
let's get going.
So what was the name he told me? That had the sword?
Rudin the Great, I think it was.
Rudin. Because yeah,
Rudin.
I accidentally closed it while I was writing it. So I get something down. Thank you. Okay.
Alright, so you're back out in the street. Bildras Mercantile closes up for the day. Someone walks out of the bar, like 2 guys. They sort of shuffle out, talking to each other. Then they look over, and like they don't notice you at first as they come out. They're just walking out of the pub. They look over and they see the party, and their eyes dart from party member to party member. They've got straggly beards. They're a bit grey. They got their hoods pulled up over their heads, and they're watching you with their suspicious blue eyes. They quickly hurry away. They pull their hoods over their heads and hurry down towards the east.
So they came out of the inn.
Yeah, that's right. They came out of the Blood on the Vine.
You suppose we should get a room for the night?
It's maybe. Guess there won't be that many taken.
It depends. Will they shelter a monster?
I wouldn't take it to heart that way. It's probably not personal. They've probably just never seen your kind before.
I suppose you're right. He was a bit of a simpleton, wasn't he?
Indeed, he couldn't even understand some basic concepts of science before.
Admittedly, I think that's most of us, Dukovich.
I was just about to say I have no idea how your tools work, but it's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am still working on that spell you were trying to teach me, though.
Oh, that's great. Did you find any progress?
Not much, but I'm working on it.
That's good. We can practice tonight. I've got some work to do.
Go away, says someone from inside this house that you're standing out front of.
Hey, maybe we should go see if that Irina. Go to the Burger Master's house first.
All right. Let's go.
So that's the south one, or is that the one on the top right?
It's down towards the south, and as you're stepping out towards that direction, you hear the sobbing, by the way, coming from over in this direction. And as you're heading down that way, a man comes out of the tavern. He's handsome, platinum blonde hair, and the gentleman is relatively young. Doesn't look like he's more than about 25 at most. And he comes out of the inn with a bit of life, and leans over, and he's looking down at your street with sort of curiosity. Hello there, travelers. Travelers, come and have a drink with me. Come, have a drink with me. Come.
First friendly face in town.
That's why I don't.
He's handsome too.
Insight.
Yeah, go ahead. The guy seems to be inviting you for a drink. He is armed.
Never good words in a vampire game.
He has a rapier at his belt. He's dressed in relatively nice clothing that doesn't look like it's been washed in the last couple of days, but which is pretty similar to some of you actually. Kind of dressed a bit like Anton, in fine clothing that he's been wearing for multiple days now. Come, I buy first round. Please come.
I won't say no to a free drink.
Me neither.
I guess we could get a room while we're there.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a sit down.
Hey, greetings, friend.
That's odd. Says that is odd. Says Augustin as he walks in. And he points out that the sign above the door, which says, which is called the, it's currently called the blood on the vine. The sign used to read the blood of the vine, but someone's scratched out the N, scratched the N over the F. Anyway, you enter this once finely appointed tavern. The carpets and rugs must have been beautiful. The window sills of wood must have once been rich. The fireplace, the mahogany around the fireplace, the marble coating, the gilding must have once been grand indeed. This was a magnificent establishment a century ago. But now it's grown shoddy. There is still a blazing fire in the hearth, but it's only giving a scant bit of warmth radiating to the handful of huddled souls within. There's a barkeep. There's 3 Vistani women who are watching you eagerly as they toss daggers or play with cards, roll coins over their knuckles. A couple of locals who seem to grow quiet immediately as soon as you enter. They're drinking, talking quietly, but as soon as you enter, they just stop conversation entirely, just freeze in position. And this gentleman, the young fellow who has led you here. Come, he says. Please have seats. Take seat. Let's talk. We don't get many. Hey, bartender. Drinks on the house for my friends. The Vistani say. What about the drinks for us too? Yes. Drinks for everybody. One round. And he reaches into his pocket and sighs a little bit, but pulls out a large handful of silver pieces, tosses them on the bar.
What's the occasion, friend?
Visitors. It's good to see some visitors. I would like to meet you. You're exotic beauty woman. Please come and sit with me. Let us talk.
Sure.
I'm just gonna quickly roll.
Better than Mon?
guidance on me.
So you were all drinking a wine that's not particularly good. A couple of you have to pull out the little skins of the grapes from your drink, and the rest of you have dregs at the bottom. It's a sharp drink, but it's fruity and alcoholic. Not awful. It's not awful. It's just not great either. And he, please, my name is Ismark. I'm glad to meet you all. Tell me, who are you? What strange and exotic land have you come from?
I was just gonna roll insight really quick about how the other patrons at the bar are like, how they feel about this guy that we're drinking with.
The two or three peasants that were sitting by each other, they pack up and they leave, so they're gone, which only leaves the Vistani. You can make an insight check on them.
And I'll add that guidance I just rolled.
When you've cast the spell, the bartender raises an eyebrow, and he points to a sign above the bar, no magic. But he doesn't say anything.
Does my 8-ball count as magic because it's a gadget?
If you're casting a spell, then the spells are always obvious, unless you take the discreet spell ability. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll always be like bells ringing or lights appearing or some magical effect. Magic is always obvious.
Okay. I guess I kind of did it, so I just won't do it anymore. But,
He doesn't even, his gesture isn't even aggressive, it just points and he goes back to his glass.
Okay.
Picks up a glass that's already clean, starts polishing it. However, the Vistani, they are curious. A little bit nosy, perhaps. They're kind of checking out the guys a little bit and the girls, but they're sizing you up, both in terms of physical attractiveness and dangerousness, your weapons, those sort of things. But for the most part, they seem very confident, and it's like walking into a prison that you've never been before and spotting the lead gang. My friends, tell me where you are from. What fantastic lands that you have visited.
We come from a slumber haven, if you've ever heard of it. Probably not.
I do not know where Slumber Haven is, no.
The Vistani have told us that it is, we've come, the way they put it was through the mist. I'm still trying to make long and short of it, but I don't know if that's relevant at all.
It is, you see, this is a strange land, so I have heard. I have never been anywhere else in my life except for Barovia, but I have spoken to enough travelers to know that there is a much wider world beyond this. I know that when you walk into the mists, sometimes you walk down a path that is predictable. Maybe it will take you to Cartacus or to Lamordia or to one of the other nations within the realm. But I know also that the mist is capricious, and sometimes it will open up windows to other worlds. And I am guessing you are not from Darkon. I think you are from some strange world of Slumberhaven.
That's just about it, yeah. There were a string of disappearances, a heavy, thick-set fog that stuck around for a few days, and then the group of us set out to investigate further, and then here we found ourselves on the long road that runs east to west through these lands here.
I am very sorry to hear about your loss.
Thanks.
My sympathy is genuine. You see, I too have lost someone recently. Let us drink to our dead.
I raise my glass. Drink.
Well, what are your plans now here in Barovia?
To leave,
Aye.
if we could.
And apparently not join the graveyard behind the church.
Where are you hoping to go?
Well, there are a few other settlements around here, aren't there? There's what we've heard of a place called Valaki. We've heard of a
Yes.
place called Krisk or Krinsk.
Yes, that's right. Valaki and Krenz. I would recommend Valaki. In fact, if you are going to Valaki, then perhaps you would like companion. I am not being forthright with you. He takes a drink. I need to know if you are people I can trust.
Of course.
Your words are just words. Have you anything, any evidence that you are good people? I don't know.
Pull out the dragon skin. Found this at Strahd's castle.
We found this traveling as well, and I'll kind of take out the symbol of Ravenkind as well. I don't know if don't know
wait,
if this
we
means
got
anything
the
to you.
we got the note from the burgomaster, right?
You have a note from the burger?
We found it on some poor souls that were outside the town.
Let me. So, everyone make perception checks.
Oh,
Oof.
Huh.
Wow.
It would appear that you are well aware of how much interest the Vistani are suddenly placing in you after you reveal the symbol of Raven. They just stop what they're doing. They catch their dagger. They drop their coin. They stop playing with their cards. And they just look at the symbol. And when it's put back away, they all look at Elenway. And they go back to what they're doing.
I don't trust that lot. Kind of say it like low voice to the table.
No, you cannot trust the Vistani. They have a strange relationship with Strahd. My father used to say that only Madame Eva had the power to resist the devil Strahd. But show me this letter from my father.
Your father?
Did I not introduce myself? My name is Ismark. They call me Ismark the Lesser. My father, Ismark the Greater, was burgomaster until he perished recently.
Of course. I'm sorry for your loss.
I'll hand over the letter.
Alright, so where is that letter?
Kalyan Indrovich's letter. It's at the bottom of party records.
Alright.
Hello, tools and minions.
Uh-huh.
We found it on some fools, some people that have seemed to choke to death.
They fell victim to the to a Vistani scam. Is what happened.
That is ironic because maybe you fall victim to a scam too. This is not my father's writing.
Well, what use is it on some bodies?
I think what was planted there for you to find. Deliberately.
We didn't even know where we were going. How did they know that we were coming?
The devil Strahd, he knows everything. And now, I fear that he knows what you have.
The amulet?
Perhaps we should kill these Vistani.
The
That
amulet was
seems a
given
bit
to us-
extreme.
The amulet was given to us by Vistani. If Vistani are going to tell Strahd, then he likely already knows.
Then I don't know why we are doing this, but I suppose we have no time to waste. Here. Come with me. I have something that I need to ask of you. I need to get to Valaki. I need to take my sister, you see. Although I don't think this letter is, this letter is not belonging to my father. It mentions my sister, and there is some truth to what it says. Irina has indeed been afflicted by an evil, but it is nothing physical, it is not some wound. You see, my sister is very beautiful. She is a very lovely girl. I love my sister very dearly, but I am not the only one who loves her. The devil Strahd has taken an interest in her. He is an old man, wretched, villainous. I do not know why he preys upon my young sister. So innocent. But he is obsessed with her. He has already visited our house on multiple occasions. My father will not let him in, denying him, but Strahd has a way. He has a persuasive nature, and he has convinced my father on 2 occasions to let him inside the house. And I have begged him not to be so foolish, but he has even left the devil Strahd and my beautiful sister in the same room together, alone. But in the end, he must have... He pushed too hard against Strahd. And the devil Strahd was sending attackers to our house. They were circling our building and trying to find a way in, but it is a strong house, and my father kept them out. And now he is dead. Will you join me in taking my sister to Valaki, taking her as far away from this devil as we can possibly go?
Is Valaki that religious place we heard about last session?
That's Kren's.
I mean, I'd be okay with it, right? There's strength in numbers on a road. Bismarck, you may not have left Barovia, but I'm sure you're more familiar with these lands than we are. I don't have an issue with it.
I can't fight, and I will die to protect my sister.
Well, I have no issue with it either. You can guide us to Valaki, right?
It is a walled town. They have a warrior culture. We will be safe.
Sven will kind of lean towards the others and mention, if Strahd is obsessed with this girl, the Taraka reading,
about it, Sven?
The card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in battle against darkness. Evil's bride is the one you.
Hey, but he's not his wife. Her wife. His wife.
I guess he does want to make her his wife, so.
Is Strahd married?
He married once before, but we know not of what happened to her. I don't think.
Well, how about we go meet your sister, or
Maybe this grievance that you mentioned. Maybe it's something that I can take a look at. I'm a skilled healer.
Let us go then. The Vistani watch you closely, particularly Alenway, as you leave the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Is that guy's coming? The lesser is coming with us, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So do you know anything about? And he kind of looks through his notes. Rudin the Great, and apparently he had a sword or something.
No. Was he a foreign hero?
I'm coming to believe so. The guy on that store over there told me about people who tried to storm the castle, and he was one of them. He had a magic sword that was very bright.
Ah, yes, I remember. And his companions were a cat and a lizard.
Right, that's the one. Did you ever hear any stories about this sword that he had?
I saw the sword with my own eyes. I looked over it. I was barely old enough to drink in those days. 5 years or 6.
Right. What did it look like, though?
Oh, a long blade. So long it had to be strapped to his back, and he was a big enough man to begin with. Clasped with 2 hands, like a great claymore. And it was lit bright with a frosty white light, cold as the crispest snow.
Alright. Look of disappointment comes over his face. Okay. Right. Thank you.
You're outside the tavern, and Augustin says, "I hear it again. I hear the donkey again."
The donkey? You mean Pumpkin?
hey, is Pumpkin in town?
From which direction do you hear it? Where is that coming?
From the east.
Might as well go check it out before we go, right?
Step up to this corner and kind of look down the street.
It's as dismal as any other.
But there's no donkey here, Augustin. The
In
street's
the
empty.
distance. In the distance, I am sure. Okay, perk your ears up. There, I hear it braying again.
Could be a trap.
Could be
As long as
Pumpkin.
it's in town, right? It's no big deal.
Yes. If we want to pursue it, I'll follow.
You might as well just go to the edge of town and have a look, right?
Maybe it's a stray pack mule or something that we could take with us.
Maybe.
Let's go investigate. Let's have a look.
From the east?
Yeah.
Let's get it going.
He takes the lead and people shut their windows and pull their curtains shut. No dogs bark at you. It's quite quiet. And when
Is
you
Mark
reach the,
with us? Sorry.
yeah, he's still following. He points towards, but oh well, you're going this way now, so he just follows along. And when you reach the second crossroads, Augustus then travels north. I cannot hear it anymore, but he's looking around towards the north somewhere.
Can I make a perception check? Try and catch that sound on the wind.
Yeah.
I'll give you guidance.
Nice. So it's okay. The D4
Yeah.
is a 6 total.
Total of 6. You don't see anything. The mist stifles most sounds, and a very light drizzle begins to fall, which makes it even harder to see at distances of greater than about 100 or 200 feet. You're in amongst a gravel road that is where this sector of town has lots of tall houses that who are black, grey with mould and mildew, and nestled among these solemn and decrepit buildings. There are a handful of closed-up shops, and one very grand, tall, Sackville Row building, maybe 4 stories tall, whitewashed, so fairly clean plaster. It's quite a nice place, and standing near the front of it, out in the yard, are a couple of forlorn children. A sad little boy clutching a doll, and a girl taller than him. Both of them dressed in macabre outfits, and watching the party closely. It's up here.
Are they dark elves?
From this distance, it's hard to tell.
Do we want to meet the children? They.
We came here for the donkey, man, not children.
Yeah.
I find that children usually have a very not really don't have they don't have a filter, so they'll say whatever they think. So it might be a good source of information.
And so they're just standing down the street, just looking at us, like standing.
That's right.
Okay.
It looks like the boy wants to run away, but the girl's, curious enough, and he's not going to run away without her.
I have a funny feeling about these two. I'll raise a hand and just like wave slowly, see if I can get like a response.
The girl waves her hand, the boy just huddles, and she says something to him. He slowly waves his hand too. Holds his doll tighter.
They seem nice, maybe a bit scared. Ismark, have you seen these children before? You from around here?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They seem like they'd stick out around here.
Everybody really keeps to themselves in Barovia. There are not a lot of outgoing people. I see these children before, but I don't know them. I don't know their family. They are always very quiet. It's not proper for a man to be seen talking to children alone, somebody else's child.
If a donkey's not here, maybe we should go and see your sister then.
Yes, maybe we should. Hello, says the girl, and the boy says something to her, but not loud enough for you to hear. Hello.
Hello.
She doesn't come anywhere near you. You're still some distance away from her. Do you approach?
Anton does. Can we help you, children?
As he's
Anton starts walking down the street by himself.
Yeah, I follow Anton.
I'll tag along.
As we're all walking, I guess I'm gonna keep an eye out to the sides, like alleyways and stuff, to see if someone's gonna try and jump us or anything like that.
Make a perception check.
Huh.
Okay.
No. There's nobody out. People are just shutting their windows. There are people watching you. Eyes are peering through curtains and shutters. And in the distance, you hear the howling of wolves. No sign of any donkey, though, and no sign of anyone about to ambush you.
Okay. I'll follow from the back.
Hello. Are you soldiers?
I'm afraid not, dear.
Oh. Do you know any soldiers?
I don't believe we do. Why do you ask?
There's a monster in our house.
Oh dear.
What type of
type?
monster?
Don't know. The boy just sort of like shrivels up, huddles up inside her and muzzles his face into her dress. I don't know. We hear it howling, terrible howls. Howls down in our basement. That's where Mummy and Daddy keep it trapped. Mummy and Daddy, they keep the monster trapped in the basement.
Where are your mommy and daddy now?
I don't know. I think maybe they're trapped with the monster. I'm worried. The little boy says something to her, but she says, "Our baby brother Walter is. We're worried for him. He's up there." And they point to the top of this tall building.
What's he doing up there?
He's all alone.
Why?
The little boy says something to her. Well, I suppose you're right. Will you kill the monster?
I mean,
Anton turns back to the group.
if time is not pressing, we could take a look. There's no harm in helping these children.
Time is pressing. What about my sister?
I know. That's why I asked. We do need to tend to her as well.
I wouldn't want to leave children in trouble.
I do think we should try and find out more about this monster before we go in to kill it.
Can I insight check the kids?
Sure. What would you like to know?
Whether they're just like freaking out as children over something like, small and silly, like whether or not, there's a monster under their bed kind of situation, or if they're just lying.
They seem to be genuinely traumatized.
Alright.
Like the boy is he hasn't even spoken yet. That kind of neo-catatonia that you might see in a child that refuses to ever leave its mother's side, or in this case, its sister's side.
All right, kids. Where's your house at? And we'll go take a look.
They point towards the building behind them, a tall Sackville Row building, gated portico on the ground floor, rusty gate slightly ajar. The houses on either side are abandoned, their windows, their doors all barred up, boarded up. But this place looks better than livable. It looks quite homely. It looks like probably the second best house in town.
Should we take a look?
Is the doll that the boy is carrying, does it just looks like the one in the image?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm all for trying to help these children, of course. They're just kids. And if there's a newborn child, we should at least see if the parents are okay, right? You said your parents are down in the basement?
I think so. Maybe they're trapped with the monster.
Well, how long have they been gone for?
Since last night.
Alright, lead on.
Have you ever seen this monster or heard it?
We hear it all the time. It screams and wails.
Does it sound like a person?
It howls. It sounds horrible. Like some torturous beast.
Outside the house, can we hear anything?
No.
Well,
Anton's gonna take a second to change into his leather armor then.
Ismark, I think we might be taking a moment here. You're welcome to join us, or perhaps we could meet you back at the manor once we're done here.
Yes, perhaps we can meet again. I still have some coin to spend. Do not take too long, please. I worry for the future.
Of course.
You be careful too. Those Vistani didn't look exactly happy.
Oh, they own that place.
Oh. I'll still be careful.
Thank you, my friend. I will be. All right. All right. So you prepare to enter this this dwelling. There is a. I'll have a look at the map and I'll see when I should switch you over.
Oops.
I wasn't sure if we were going to come here or not.
It's very fair. We are being very cautious at the moment.
It really is a real sandbox, this campaign.
Cautious?
A little bit, yeah.
Aren't you fucking Strahd's house?
Yeah. We literally strolled into his front door. We walked into Mordor.
Yeah, fucking hell. It's the opposite of cautious. Big black carriage.
Like
straight in.
level 2, we just ran into Strahd's fucking house.
Yo, what up?
I'm just gonna be right back real quick.
Roger that. Cool, so I got everyone except for Augustine.
Yeah, the
people.
way I see it, all the town's gullible people made up the first wave. So after Anton dies, I'm rolling up Butcher, the cynical badass.
Alright.
Keep in mind, if your character dies, you may not necessarily have to have been from the town.
Yeah, you can wander in from the mist. It's up to you. So there's a wrought iron gate. There's hinges on one side and a lock on the other. The gate, however, is unlocked, but as you open it, its rusty hinge shrieks as it's opened. You're approaching the entrance, and up ahead you can see some oil lamps hanging from the portico by chains. There's a set of oaken doors that open into a grand foyer beyond. But you're currently outside, looking up at this 4-story building, one of the nicest buildings in town.
Should we check around back?
What
Probably
should-
not a bad idea.
Okay.
Cellar door or something.
That's what I was thinking. Start to slowly move around the side.
Yeah, the garden is relatively well kept, a little bit overgrown perhaps, but showing the sort of neglect that is quite typical for people who don't have infinite amounts of money to spend on gardeners.
Just let me know if I need to stop at any point.
Absolutely, you can always make investigation rolls, perception, stealth. If you want to do any of that, that's up to you.
Is it just is there a wall here or is it a window? Because it's just black.
Yeah, I'll see if I can delete the windows. Yeah, I can. So I'll delete the windows one by one.
Okay.
That's not that's a fireplace on the other side. So you see probably a chimney going up to
Okay.
the roof, perhaps. But
Alright.
I'll go through and one by one delete the various windows, and you should be able to see in better after that.
Okay.
Are these big rats in the kitchen actually there?
Big rats in the kitchen. I don't see any rats. Oh, right. They must be
Yeah.
statues or something. I'll have a look at that. All right. So, they would be, it's a den of wolves, so they must be stuffed wolves. Yeah,
Can you
3
say
stuffed,
that again? It cut out.
stuffed wolves, taxidermied wolves.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's like a living room.
That's right. Yeah, or a den, or yeah, the sort of place that you'd have a smoking pipe and talk to gentlemen. There's a stag's head mounted above the fireplace. 3 stuffed wolves, as we've already explained. There are animal furs on the hearth, an oak table, a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, candelabrum, chandelier, a couple of cabinets up against the walls. It's it's the sort of place that a man would be proud to bring his friends to, or a grandfather might tell his grandchildren stories.
All right.
Djukovic, you're looking into a dining room. There's a wood paneled dining room, a mahogany table surrounded by some high backed chairs, sculpted armrests, cushioned seats, beautiful crystal chandelier, resplendent silverware, crystalware, polished to an absolutely dazzling shine. And in a mahogany framed painting above the fireplace is this beautiful vista, a magnificent alpine valley. Wood paneling has carvings of deer and trees and wolves, and there are red silk drapes. It's magnificent.
And there's on the table it's just set. There's nothing on there.
Yeah, it's just set. There's no food. There's lovely silverware and there are crystal glasses.
Okay. I guess he doesn't really see anything of interest. And he just And keep moving around, I guess.
Is this a fireplace? I assume it would be like a hearth or something.
That's correct. It is.
So stepping up to the window, is there evidence of like a fire from last night? Embers, ash. Am I able to see, I guess, if there was a fire recently in this hearth?
It looks like there was, yeah.
Okay.
It's not currently going right now. So maybe they light it during the evening hours
Yeah,
and just
sure.
leave it extinguished during the day. Most of the huts here do have it going through the day as well, but it wouldn't be necessary.
There's not much around the side. It's you can see a dining room right at the back. Nothing's in there.
Seems vacant enough.
All right. Should we go in?
No, let's check it out. Yeah. Kind of step up. Is this gated in front of us here?
Yeah, that's a gate, but the gate's unlocked.
Okay.
Where are the kids?
They're still outside where you found them first, watching you.
You wanna show us the basement? Point us in the direction at least.
We're not allowed in the basement. I don't know how to get there.
What? Not even like a door. Just like a single one.
They both shake their head.
What?
It's not allowed. Don't you understand? Mummy and Daddy say we can't go down there.
Even sure there is one if you don't even know where the
Like-
entrance is.
Because we can hear screaming.
I've
I don't
already.
think we should.
Lay off them, Vorg. They're obviously scared.
There's more. There must be more to this. Look at them. They're clearly traumatized.
I've seen worse. Hey, let's get going then.
Can I push open the gate?
You push it open. And the main door opens after that. You're you're now looking into a foyer. There is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms. It's a golden windmill on a red field. And there are portraits all over these walls of stony-faced aristocrats, high-ridged noses, grey eyes, stiff jaws, pale faces, and some mahogany-framed double hall doors lead into the main hall up ahead.
Do any of these nobles look or appear familiar?
Make a history check.
One of them's Hitler.
I've never met this
Yeah.
man before in my life.
Indeed, it's completely unfamiliar to you.
Kind of shrug and keep walking.
So this is a wide hall that you're looking in, and it runs the width of the house. There's a black marble fireplace at one end, a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a beautiful longsword, and it's a magnificent weapon. There are wood-paneled walls, ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs. It's there's also a cloakroom where you might feel like hanging your cloak. Just here. Want me to open the doors up? Maybe, yes, no.
Yeah. As far as he's standing right at them. Yeah.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Yeah.
All right.
Anton calls out, "Hello."
Your voice echoes, but there's no response. There's no reply.
And as he walks through, he's like just prestidigitating left and right to light candles and shit and just illuminate the place.
Excellent.
Can Dukovic inspect whatever this is?
That's like the fireplace. Yeah, go ahead. Make an investigation roll.
Yeah. So it's specific because the kids don't even know that there's a way down. He's expecting some sort of like trickery or trapdoor, and he thinks usually high places are a good way to do it.
Absolutely.
So, and he'll take out his 8-ball and shake it for some guidance.
Excellent.
Let's roll 1 8-ball. Just 16 total.
Well, you don't find any hidden panels or anything like that. What you do find is these wood-paneled walls. They're ornately sculpted with vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs. You look at them more closely, and you can see that they're images of depravity. The nymphs are being choked and raped. Their their necks being caught up in thorny vines that hang them like nooses. Skulls are emerging from beneath their wilting flesh. These are some macabre images indeed. There is also a top hat in the cloakroom and several black cloaks.
Get the creeps from this place.
I mean, that could apply to ever since this mist set in.
This place especially. Have you not seen the walls?
Oh, I've seen the walls.
Okay.
Did you mentioned a longsword above the hearth?
Yeah, a rapier actually.
A rapier.
Yeah, a slender weapon.
Could Dukovic open this door? Sorry.
Yeah.
Anton will take a look at the rapier.
Yeah. All right. Let's have a look at this rapier. So it's a magnificent weapon. Let's have a look. It's an oversized saber. Got a serrated edge. Looks like a cross between a It's a very exotic weapon, in fact. Difficult to tell what it is, but works as a rapier at least. Um, quite an ornate blade. You've never seen anything like it.
Like an S-stock or something.
Yeah, perhaps.
Am I in the kitchen?
All right, where are you, Vorig? This is a kitchen and pantry. It's tidy. There's dishware, cookware, utensils, all placed neatly on the shelves where they should be, hanging from hooks or behind glass cabinets. Work table with a cutting board, a rolling pin, and a stone dome-shaped oven near the east wall. Its stovepipe connects up to the hole in the ceiling. Magnificent place, very, very modern. Yeah. And behind and to the left of the stove, there is another door. It's stocked with a pantry, which I'll have to open up for you. And that pantry is pretty well stocked.
It's like a big button or something there as well.
Oh yeah, what's that? Let's have a look.
So small.
It's a dumbwaiter.
Huh.
Behind
Cool.
a small bore, southwest corner, is a dumbwaiter, a 2-foot wide stone shaft containing a wooden elevator box. Attaches to a rope and pulley mechanism, can be operated manually, and so it's basically an alarm bell. I think you ring the bell and tell people when it's dinner time.
Cool. With a dumbwaiter next to it.
A dumb one.
You
Do you
reckon
think that's how they get into the basement?
Well,
I suppose I could.
I don't think like the parents would, right? Unless they're awful small.
How big is the dumbwaiter?
Yeah.
Could you fit it like a normal sized person now?
No, it's quite small. You could fit a big rat in there, a weasel. But, not
Can
much
Anton
else.
fit in it?
With potentially, but he might get stuck.
I could fit. I can change form.
Change what now?
I can turn into a weasel or like a small rat.
Bullshit.
Really?
I mean, I can show you.
I've also got a potion from. You remember when the princess sent us potions? I do have a potion that'll make one of us smaller,
Oh, interesting.
but it's probably best not to use that if you can just turn into an animal.
Yeah.
This I've got to say.
All right. I'll wild shape into like a little rat.
You are a rat.
Oh,
We'll call you Rathie.
Yeah, gee, that's rude.
I think there's one thing we've all forgotten with him doing this. What if that chute does go down to the basement and this monster?
We'll just pull it.
Wait, can I like test the dumbwaiter which ways it goes?
Only up.
Well, there goes that idea, but we could just pull him up to like the top level or something, and then pull him back down, and then he
We-
can
We
turn
could
back.
we could have some of us go to the other end, I guess, or maybe have is the rat gonna have a look and then come back down and
probably the best one. Don't want to
Yeah.
get separated.
Hmm.
What if they kill him on sight for being a rat, and then they kill him on sight after not a rat?
Are they is there any obvious noise coming from within the house, below or above? Howling, the creaking of floorboards, the door opening, anything like that?
Make a perception check.
Ooh.
What did you get?
22, natural 20.
You hear a baby cooing upstairs. It sounds not distressed, but the kind of cries that are given when a baby wakes up. Half-hearted and a little bit grumpy, but not otherwise swift.
I hear the child from upstairs. It sounds like it's just woken up. Can I kind of move past everybody, head to the stairs?
I guess while they were doing that, I was investigating this room to see if there was any sort of secret latches or even use.
I'll
for
pick
like
up
a-
rat dardus as well.
All right, yeah, make an investigation roll.
Okay. Not even he's kind of looking now, not even bothering with the 8-ball.
Yeah,
I'm like, do you mind? And then I'll pick up the rat.
there are two cabinets here, and they're pretty big. They probably, they'd be able to contain something quite large in them. They hang off the walls, like the way a dartboard might hang. They are both locked.
Can I try and pick the lock?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I have the thieves' tools. So do I just roll thieves' tools? So 20, a d20 plus my dex, is it?
And
Yeah,
proficiency.
Yeah,
And proficiency. Cool.
yeah. If you have sleight of hand, you can do a sleight of hand check instead. But yeah, in either case, you have proficiency plus dexterity.
So 3, 4, 5. So 20 d20 plus 5. Plus 5. 11 total.
You managed to get one of the cabinets open, but not the other. This cabinet contains some playing cards and a bunch of wine glasses.
Okay. Hey, Vorig. I can't get this other cabinet open, and you know how rich people love to hide stairwells in their cabinets. Do you mind?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Could you maybe take the lock off this one?
Yeah, can I safely axe the lock without breaking anything else?
Oh, it's the lock's built into the cabinet, so you'll be so you'll be
Nice
chopping the
steak, right? All's well.
you'll be breaking the whole door down, basically the cabinet door.
Sure thing.
All right, you hack at the cabinet door, and the cabinet door is destroyed. On the other side of the door, you find a crossbow. It's there's a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow, plus 20 bolts for each weapon.
Ooh.
Can I take the heavy?
Go ahead.
I'll pick up the hand.
And Anton will take the light.
We are now heavily armed.
I'll give this back to the master of the house if he asks for it.
I guess we could consider it
swear.
our reward for now. And
I haven't done anything.
Well, don't stop there. Why don't you take this this rapier as well? If it looks so nice.
I squeak a lot when he says take the rapier, like I want it.
I'm borrowing it, mate. It's a difference, you know?
Well,
I
of
think
course.
there's a difference between using their ornamental piece and their weapons cabinet.
Well, is that not a weapon? Is it not? I'm not sure. I don't really use them.
It's clearly quite more valuable than these.
speaking of the rapier, once everyone's out, could I make it like inspect the weapon just without touching it, to see if I would know if it's a magic weapon at all?
Sure, you can make an Arcana check at disadvantage since you are unwilling to touch it.
Nah,
You learn nothing.
that's alright. I kind of just move on then.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go upstairs because I'm pretty sure that baby's awake now, and well, it's probably within our duty to make sure that the child is all right.
Of course.
Right, I'm gonna just
Maybe.
start making my way up.
All right. So if you
Anton
want
will
to,
follow.
cool. If you want to put yourselves on the 9 squares for the staircase, I'll move you. Okay. All right. The staircase continues to wind upwards from here.
Oh, to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think the child was on the 3rd floor. Right from memory, one of the kids outside pointed up to one of the windows on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, the 3rd or the 4th.
In that case, I would continue to climb.
Okay, cool. So
Does
are we
the
splitting the
crying
party?
sound like it's on this floor? Or
May as well everyone follow.
You don't hear it anymore.
then keep climbing.
All right. Just a moment. The level that you just came to and the level you're about to enter look quite similar. There are you're still on this beautiful red marble staircase, and there are sets of armor standing to attention, displaying what a wealthy place this obviously is. I might make a quick check or something on the dynamic lighting to make sure. No, it's not updated. Yeah, I'll have to change this. That's better. It would have had it so that when I dragged you across the screen, it'd reveal it, which would be kind of bad. But anyway.
Lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that it seemed to do it to Vitch, so I thought I'd change it. Anyway, so back to where. So you go up the red marble staircase. It's at the top of the full height. There's a dusty balcony, a suit of black plate armor standing up against the wall, draped in cobwebs. There are oil lamps mounted on oak-paneled walls, carved with woodland scenes of trees, leaves, tiny critters, and a bunch of doors in different directions.
Draped in cobwebs?
Yeah, that's right, cobwebs. It's interesting you point that out, that you notice it immediately. This room isn't as fresh as the level below it. In fact, it seems that this level is quite dusty and dismal. The maids have not spent any time here for weeks.
Is there dust on the floor?
There is.
Any footprints?
No.
Well,
Sorry to interrupt, but for me it's a black screen. Should it be like that?
you don't have dark vision.
Right. Okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
Anton will light a lantern then.
Yeah. Oh, you can save the oil. I have the light cantrip.
All right, just magic one up me again. That's cool.
If you'd like the independence of lighting your own lantern, you can go ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
No, it's okay. I'll just be a slave to the wizard.
I'm going to touch. Do you have any headgear on, Anton, at all?
He does not.
Okay. I think I'll just touch like your jacket and cast like light on the jacket and say, there you go.
It's pearly whites.
You can be the lantern
Should have like set it on his lantern.
then. Yeah, I'll retcon and do that instead. There you go. Bang on the lantern.
So you just smear a firefly across my jacket.
Wipes his hands. Ew.
Yeah.
Go for the components.
Yeah.
Is it like crushing a moth? It just leaves behind dust.
Yeah. Essentially. It's like a streak. Yeah.
So Anton is the one who's illuminated? Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
40, like 2020?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right, there should be some light now.
Oh yeah.
Don't think
Oh.
anyone's been up here for any time. Sure, there's a baby up here.
Well, I definitely heard it crying or cooing at least before. Yeah.
Unless they can levitate over the ground.
Roll for initiative. Don't move.
Oh,
Just roll for
oh.
initiative.
Would you
I'm
like
a
me to move
rat.
from the center of the stairwell?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Initiative.
I'd have been up here probably.
Do I roll initiative as a rat? No.
You do.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're in my hands. I'll go where you're
Uh,
standing then.
So I'm just
Yeah.
7.
Classic rat.
All right. As you start traipsing up this red marble stair, and you reach the top of it, and start moving around. Anton, you're looking at the door of. It's got a picture of a bee, a kind of bumbling bee with dots flowing along beside it, behind it on this door, a very childlike painting. And while you're admiring it, the set of black plate mail that stands to your right suddenly moves. It raises the blade that it holds in its hand, a great longsword, and brings it down, attempting to hack you to pieces. It swings a succession of blows, raining down upon you, but neither of them are particularly effective, mechanical and imprecise. How do you react in the immediate aftermath? It's your go.
He stumbles out of the way of the sword and draws his rapier, and well, I guess just stabbing it out of reflex almost.
Excellent. Your rapier bounces off this metal plating, and although it was simply a reflex blow, once you get a moment to think, you start to wonder exactly what you're trying to achieve here. Boring.
Alright. I'll step up to it and put Rat Dardus on my back or something. And just strike at it. I'll rage first. And what's it called again? What's the reckless attack? That's the one. Sorry.
But your axe cannot break through this solid steel armor.
I would like.
This, yeah.
I'd like to bonus action attack with my armor.
All right.
Sort of like shoulder barge into it after I strike.
And this time you scratch the metal plating, opening it up like a can. Yeah, it's you tear some of the armor off, and one of its pauldrons falls to the ground. Its entire arm just crashing as you rip it off.
And nothing's inside?
Nothing's inside.
That'll be me.
Hold Sven.
Oh fuck. Can I try? Well, yeah, this way's going up. Can I try push?
I'm
you're
a rat,
at the moment, aren't
so
you?
I'll be behind Vorig. I'll put myself behind Vorig. Yeah, little rat on his shoulder.
Sure.
I shall charge up and swing swing with my longsword.
Holding onto the spikes.
But you're not going to break through with that measly blow. Djukovic, there is a grinding noise up the top of the landing as they start raining down steel upon steel.
I see kind of how hard it is to get a really good hit. So, oh no, that affects everyone in the area, so that's really bad. Okay, I'm just gonna move up a little bit. Actually, I don't need to because I have sharpshooter. Because I can see it from here still, or am I just too low?
Yeah, it's a difficult shot, but with sharpshooter that negates that.
Okay, cool. Well then, yeah, not wanting to hit my party members with my dust in my globe, I'll just take a pot shot with the hand crossbow.
Bam, and it's a perfect weapon for penetrating plates of armor like this.
9 points of damage. You
shoot straight through. It penetrates the one side of the breastplate and rattles around inside, opening up a sizable hole.
And I can't really. No, I'm gonna stay where I am, but try and hug the wall so if Elenway wants to pass, she can easily.
Cool. Mindatus.
Now, is it I think it's a free. Is it a free action to turn back, or is it bonus? I can never remember.
It's a free action to drop it.
Alright. Well, I'll do a free action to turn back into me, and I'll cast Chill Touch on it.
Yeah.
I don't think. Is that right?
You slide off my back.
Yep.
Alright, where are you standing when you make the attack?
Exactly there. I would have just slid off his back and turned into. Me.
Oh, but it's a rate. I always felt because it's chill touch. You have to touch him.
Yeah,
and
no,
touch
it's
him.
range spell attack.
Yeah, no worries. You
Yeah.
all right. So you frostify this guy.
It's just necrotic damage. It's a
Alright.
funny thing. It's
Oh.
called chill touch, but it neither chills nor touches.
The worst name spell in the game.
Not rolling fucking damage. D8. Hang on.
Press the chill touch words.
Yeah, it wasn't letting me.
There we go. Alright.
And it cannot regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
The armor begins to corrode before your very eyes, but it remains standing and it still holds the blade in its black one. And then where the creature, the entity, prepares to continue hacking at whatever target it can find.
Yeah, I kind of come up the stairs, and then it's like a bright light kind of shines from both of my hands, and I point them towards the suit of metal, and I'm going to cast heat metal.
Alright.
Huh.
I can link that spell for you if you need to obviously check anything. Give me a sec. Let's see. Why isn't it doing? Sorry, give me 2 seconds. There we go.
There we go. It begins to glow red hot. So because it fails, will it drop its sword? It doesn't. It kind of doesn't make a lot of sense.
What did you cast it on?
The actual suit of armor itself, rather than the blade.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it
drop
starts
the
heating
sword.
up. Yeah. The whole thing is heating up and beginning to melt. You see that the steel is getting so hot that it's beginning to liquefy.
And
Nice.
that is my turn. Yeah.
It continues its flurry of assaults down upon Anton. Hasn't yet taken its gaze off him. But they're very ineffective strikes. Anton.
Still just flailing around. He's gonna try to. He is not exactly a seasoned combatant.
All right. You deliver a decisive strike which causes the entire thing to collapse and fall apart, tumbling down the stairs into the levels below. What is it that you did that was so effective?
Probably stabbed it in the leg or something and just caused it to fall down. Like the leg just came off.
That's great. That's really cool. You stab it in the kneecap, it gets caught up, and then it just pulls itself apart and tumbles down the stairs into a pile of steel. You hear gooing beyond this door, the door with the B. Goo goo gaga. And also the soft singing of someone. Oh, harmony, oh, harmony.
Oh my!
A woman's voice as she starts nursing the baby.
Did they not just hear the racket?
I don't know. Everybody in this mist seems off. Anton's gonna open up the door.
All right. So, I'll describe it before I open it. There are dust and cobwebs in this room. It's an elegantly appointed room, and there's an adjoining nursery, which a woman is just coming out of right now. There's also a set of double panes that will reveal a balcony that you'll see once you get in there. The bedroom must have once belonged to a nursemaid. Indeed, you can see the nursemaid heading over towards the door that I haven't yet revealed. She glides with every step that she takes, and as she reaches towards the nursery door, the door seems to open of its own volition, and then the woman stops and turns at you. And this woman, her feet don't touch the ground, and there is no color nor substance to her body. She is ectoplasmic, wispy, like the mist. And she slowly turns towards the party. Roll for initiative. And she screams the horrific scream that a woman might make when she pulls back her shower curtain to see a strange man in her bathroom. And you open the door, and you were the first to react.
He just says, "Oh gods," and steps out of the way.
Mindatus.
I don't know how well this will go, but can I try and cast blindness on her? Deafness, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Con save. She can't hear it, she's not doing it. I'm pretty sure that beats it. Yeah.
Angered at your intervention, she flies towards you in a mindless rage. But in order to get to you, she's going to have to tear apart Vorik first. Good, they're all on Never Whisper, that's good. Vorik, a 19.
Yeah, that'll hit me.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, let's
Alright. You feel the life drain from you, the essence chilling you, and your heart slowing. But it doesn't wither your skin. It doesn't grey your beard. It doesn't age you. You're made of sterner stuff than that. The woman is scratching and flailing at Vorig. Get away from me! She howls in an unearthly voice. Get away from me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
sorry. I'll just strike her back for smacking me. My rage is no longer going, right? Because it took a few seconds in between.
Yeah, if you were raging downstairs when I'm in between. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, no, it will be gone by now.
Yeah, I'll just smack him.
Nice.
And no rage damage. Sorry, forgot to unclick that.
Yeah.
But 13 damage.
All right, your axe mostly passes straight through her, or you hit her with the impact, and then she vanishes during it, making your weapon only mildly effective.
Ooh, how am I supposed to hit a ghost?
And yeah, it's my turn.
Stay away from me! You can't have him! You can't have my baby! Djukovic.
Seeing how Vorig's kind of axe kind of just passed through, not very effectively, Djukovic's mind kind of races, and he quickly grabs out like a etching tool from his backpack and etches a symbol into his new hand crossbow, and casts Arcane Weapon.
Excellent.
So that's his one action. He's going to choose. He's gonna choose cold this time.
Cool.
Yeah, he's gonna choose cold this time. And he readies his next turn. He's
Your
just gonna
bolt
wait
feels
there.
frosty in your grip. Ghost holds fit.
A fucking ghost. Strike it with my sword. And this is magic damage if it hits, because of
Is
the
it?
blade.
Excellent. You find that your sword connects with this woman the way a knife will bite into flesh. Ooh, it's a devastating blow, crippling, and she immediately turns her wrath onto you.
As it turns to Sven, I'll call out, "You shall not touch him." I just kind of sacred flame across my body, towards this ghost.
You shall not touch him, someone whispers in each of your ears. And in a burst of radiant energy, the nursemaid is consumed.
Ouch.
I hate these kind of creatures.
What the fuck's it doing in a house? In a nursery with kids.
Vorig, come here. Let me tend to that.
Aye, aye. Oh, thank you.
Anton is going to cautiously proceed into the next room.
This appears to be a nursemaid suite. Bedroom contains large bed, 2 end tables, wardrobe, full length mirror.
Anything in these cabinets?
Like these, the
Just
the
here.
cabinets where you're standing, right? There's a wardrobe, ornate wooden frame. Probably the sort of clothing that she would wear, the petticoats and
And does this
simple
appear
dresses.
is it old, moth-eaten, sort of that musky kind of smell to it?
Yeah. This room hasn't been attended for a considerable amount of time. And this is a crib.
Anton's gonna move into the room with the crib.
The crib is made of a fine, dark wood, and there are soft, frilly, lacy sheets, a silken mosquito net that hangs over it, and a tightly bound up bundle, about 18 inches long.
He's gonna reach in and pick it up very gently.
You reach in down towards the blanket and pick up the blankets, which there's nothing in there. It's just like a paper mache, like a cicada shell, a hollow cocoon of cloth.
There was a baby crying, wasn't there?
I definitely heard it. Is there no child in
Anton,
those blankets?
I think
It's
we need
just
to get out of
blankets.
here. This place is giving me the creeps.
It's obviously haunted. There's a ghost.
I'm kind of I agree with Sven on this one. I think we need to get out of here.
Take those
Should we
kids
find the
somewhere
basement
else.
first?
starting to get the feeling those children were having us on.
Anton, can I have a look at that bundle of cloth?
Anton hands it over. He says, I work with children. They seem definitely terrified of something in here.
Can I look out the window and see if I can see the children?
And you look down. They're looking up at you from where you left them.
I guess I'd make Djokovic should make a inspect the baby quotation marks and see if it's more of a arcana, it's the baby of the ghost mum, or if it was like is this a creature, incorporeal creature where the sheets have surrounded an object, or it's literally just empty sheets? Would that be investigation or arcana?
Yeah. Yep. Either of those is fine.
Arcana.
Well, he's
There's
doing that,
nothing in
Anton's-
here, but there would be some. There is some lingering enchantment to it. A kind of necrotic taint, I suppose. These cloths could be used in some very macabre rituals. Animate dead, for example.
Sorry, I keep accidentally talking over people.
No worries.
Anton, while Dukovic was doing that, he's gonna look around the nursery room just to see if he's missing anything. Take a look at the crib or just the walls or.
Yeah, go ahead, make an investigation roll.
And as I'm finding out the stuff I was finding out, I tell Anton about it.
It's necromantic.
It seems the same sort of necromantic taint that's been everywhere.
I do not like this place.
Do you think the baby's dead and they brought it back to life?
Honestly, I don't know what we can assume with this place.
Behind the mirror, you find a moving panel that has some fingerprints on it, dirty fingerprints. Oh yeah, I should reveal it here.
I'll put the baby back, the quotation marks baby back in the cot for now.
Mm-hmm.
Anton's gonna open up the mirror, I guess.
You're looking at a cobweb-choked staircase that leads up.
Goody. And sort of clearing the cobwebs with his rapier, he's gonna take a step in and say, anyone else want to take a look?
This is most intriguing. I'll come.
Yeah, lead on, Anton.
You said they go up?
They do.
Alright, then yeah, Anton's gonna lead the charge upwards, I guess. The charge of the Light Brigade.
Excellent.
Get it? Because he has the light spell on him.
Nicely done. I'll take you up one at a time since it's quite a narrow corridor. No other reason. It's the only reason I'm doing it one at a time. Promise.
Half of us get up there. Start initiative.
Pretty much.
Fireball.
Alright, Anton, sorry I moved you across. I don't know if you noticed.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's gonna get to the top of the stairs but not open the door or anything until everybody else is up.
I try and huddle up to Anton as close as I could, so everyone can get up the stairs.
Can't fit everyone up there.
Yeah. I'm a halfling. I think you can actually occupy my space.
Oh, I can? Okay.
I have a thing that lets me move through your space, so I assume you can occupy my space.
Good
Okay.
point.
I'll kind of stand kind of over him.
Yeah, he's basically crouching below your ball sack right now.
That's the way I was envisioning it. I was like thinking him,
Yeah.
his head brushing up against it.
If I need to turn
Check.
into a rat, I will.
Open
Can I
the
do
door.
it once more?
Alright. Art all here? Who art here? And it would be well for no. Never mind, I'm not gonna go into that. Is everybody ready?
Aye.
I'm still not up.
I'd
Yeah,
like
there's
to
no
think.
More
room for you.
room.
I'd like to think Dukovic, like once the door's open, he kind of falls forward and
Just
into
push
the room.
everyone forward.
Yeah.
This is a bare hall. It's choked with dust and cobwebs. There is a locked door to the north, and the rest of the doors are
Pulls out a few tools. Would you like me to try and take care of that door?
Let's check the unlocked ones first.
All right.
Anton's gonna try this door down here.
In the south, there is a spare bedroom, dust-choked room. It's got a slender bed, a nightstand, a small iron stove, writing desk with a stool, empty wardrobe, a rocking chair, and there's a little smiling doll in a lacy dress that has turned yellow with age, sitting in the northern window box. Cobwebs around it, making its dress almost look like a wedding veil. These are windows. You're so high up now that you're looking down onto the roof and the streets below.
This room looks empty. Anything in the cabinet?
The cabinet is empty.
The doll, is it like labeled in any way, or
There is a small label on the bottom. It says, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
yeah, not touching that. Turns around.
Is the baby alive?
It's in a glass case. It should stay there. Didn't we hear Blinsky somewhere else before? Have we heard that name?
I'm not sure.
Can't remember.
Yeah, but the name doesn't mean much to me.
Oh well. If it's important, she'll remember it eventually.
This door just ahead of me, Arctic.
That's the locked one.
Oh, that is the locked one, is it? Okay. All right. Well, shall we try and unlock this door? Is there any further clues? I can try and go straight through it. It'll save time, but if you want to unlock it.
Yeah. I'll try and unlock it. I'll use guidance on myself. Kind of get some guidance from the ball of wisdoms. Roll 1d20 plus 5, I believe I did. 3 plus 2, yep. Oh, I should have done, and then add roll 1d4. So 15 total.
15 is what you need.
Oof.
Just as you think so, just as you're about to give up, it seems to click of its own volition, and you're looking into a room that has a bricked up window, flanked by a pair of dusty wooden beds that are sized for children. Close to the door, there is a toy chest. The toy chest has windmills painted on its side, and a dollhouse. That dollhouse is an eerie replica, a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you stand. It looks like this house, precisely. There are little furnishings in here draped in cobwebs. There are little tokens there that look just like you up here in the top level with you. But you're right in the right room and everything. And also lying in the middle of the floor are a pair of small skeletons wearing clothing similar to the children that you saw earlier. The smaller of the two skeletons holds a little stuffed doll, a raggy bear. Again, one that you recognize.
Djokovic goes a bit pale and immediately tries to get out of the way and just moves through Anton and goes to the back and kind of just backs away from it.
Can I run to the window and see if they're still at the front?
There's no one out there.
By the sun.
They were ghosts all along.
Yeah, Lenway doesn't like this, so I'm gonna use 5 charges of the holy symbol and cast sunlight. For it's alright, so 10 minutes. It's 30-30.
All right, I'll boost your light.
This will be like the very first sunlight we've seen in days.
I know.
Yeah.
I've missed it, and I think now is an appropriate time to.
Shed light on a situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Just doing his best to keep the child skeletons out of his peripheral. Anton's gonna take a look at the dollhouse and see if there's any indication of a basement.
All right. Make a wisdom check with advantage, perception check.
Alright, sorry, my computer's being slow.
Yeah. So you look through this house, right? And you're trying to work out the way things work, and you're following it, and yeah, there it is. There's a secret door in the attic. Not far from where you're standing, actually. Just over here.
You cannot seriously be thinking you still want to see the monster in the basement.
What else are we gonna do in this house?
Get the
Don't touch
fuck out
my
of here.
toys! The ghosts suddenly appear. Don't play with my toys! The boy speaks for the first time. And, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't make any aggressive gestures. He just seems to be upset. They're mine!
What happened? Yeah, Anton turns away from the dollhouse and looks at them and he says, what happened here?
Make a persuasion roll. This is where Mummy and Daddy keep us when they're busy. They're always
Yeah.
busy, says the boy.
And did they keep you in here for longer than usual at the last time you saw them?
They nod. I'm hungry.
Can you say that again? My mic cut out.
I'm hungry.
What a son. Listen, we're going to look into this, okay?
Me and Daddy spend all their time with the monster. They're always down there.
Listen, children, I think you should go to sleep now. We'll take care of this.
The boy's playing with the dollhouse, and the girl watches him and nods. He's not even paying any attention to you, but she's watching over him.
Anton's gonna step out of the room.
Don't leave us. You're so kind. You're a very nice man.
I'm gonna go see if I can find your mummy and daddy.
Stay with us.
Fuck. I have to go look for your parents.
Please.
We found the way down into the basement.
Rose reaches out and touches you on the hand. Make a charisma saving throw. She cries.
Was when Rose reached for Anton's hand, was it like in an aggressive fashion, or was it like kind of like was like a desperate child like pleading for someone to stay? Obviously, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
God, I think their parents locked them in there, and something happened to them, and they starved.
It's horrible. I feel really bad for these kids.
We have to do something. I want to check the basement, see what happened, see if we can do something to put them to rest.
I'm with you every step of the way.
Does anyone feel like this might be one of the Taroka readings?
Quite possibly. I've been thinking that.
It's cried, yeah, what madness and sickness? Not so far.
Or maybe that's what's to come down in the basement.
Maybe.
Anton's gonna check these two other doorways real quick.
Yeah. And I'll reveal the secret door that you've found as well. Alright. So, to the north, is a spare bedroom, a slender bed, a nightstand, a rocking chair, an empty wardrobe, small iron stove. Doesn't look like anyone used this in decades at best. And to the south, a storage room, old furniture, chairs and coat racks, mirrors, dress mannequins, those sort of things, draped in dusty white sheets. There's an iron stove, which is beneath one of the sheets, and a wooden trunk. Yeah.
So where's that secret door at?
Inside here. A winding staircase.
Okay.
that spirals down, down, down.
Anton's gonna draw his rapier and lead the way down.
All right. So there's a wooden spiral staircase from the attic, and it goes all the way through the heart of the building, from the top floor down below. And with every step that you take, the sound of chanting gets louder. An eerie, incessant chanting echoes through through this curling, spiraling staircase, getting louder. Deeper you go.
Carry on, I guess. I mean, he's literally beaming light, so I guess rolling stealth is moot.
Yeah, and I think I have to change maps at this point. So I might put you all in a single line, and
Sorry.
no, that's okay. I'm not sure if I'm just not even sure if this will work, but I'll start with this and make some adjustments. All right. Might take a moment to load. Yeah, there's certainly not a lot of room down here. So I'll put you on top of each other for now, and you can just move as you see appropriate. Okay. So you're at a wooden spiral staircase, and it terminates here. There is a narrow tunnel stretching southward. It also branches east and west. You can hear the ghostly chanting. The floor is made of earth, and the walls are likewise earth, clay, and rock. They're only about 4 feet wide, these tunnels. They're quite narrow, about 7 feet high, with timber bracing the roof, providing support every 5 feet or so. Yeah, this is you're deep beneath the earth now.
Does the chanting come from a particular direction?
You make an insight check. Seems to come from the walls themselves.
Could I understand the chanting at all? Does it sound like a spell or an incantation?
What languages can you understand?
I know Elvish, Dwarvish, and Common.
No, none of those.
Okay.
I know deep speech, if for some reason it's that.
None of those either. Or those. Or those.
Abyssal, Elvish.
You can hear it. You can understand it. It's
Oh.
their praises. They're sorrowful praises. You know, the kind of praises that you might give to a lover that you have wronged. Oh, I'm so sorry for everything I am, for everything I've done. I love you so much. These aren't the words that they're saying, but that's the kind of supplicancy. That's the kind of emotion that these chantings forgive me. I love you. I'll do anything for you. I'll kill for you. I'll die for you.
I'll whisper that to everyone. I'll tell them that like these people are out of their minds by the sounds of it.
I love you. Whatever you want, it's yours. For all of eternity. In life and in death. Flesh and in spirit. Alright, Helenway, you move forward. You're heading into a dining hall. It has wooden table flanked by long benches. The table is old and mold ridden. There are also humanoid bones, moldy human bones, strewn across the floor. Some of them are still on a platter on the table, like a great silver platter that has a human rib cage, still with the skull attached. And although someone's ripped off the thighs, the hips, and placed them on a different plate, whereas another plate has a leg and another an arm. And in addition to that, there's the bones on the ground, the femurs and the tibias. They all have gnaw marks, as if someone has ravenously picked away every morsel of flesh from them.
What the fuck is this place? I've never seen anything like this. Why this is... Nordica give me strength.
Why are
Some
we down
sort of
here?
cultist den.
As soon as you speak, Vorig, I kind of jump and see you behind me. Oh, it's you.
It's me. When did you expect someone else?
Oh, I don't know what to expect down here. There's so many places.
I call up down the corridor that, Djukovic, maybe close your eyes when you come into this room. I don't think you'll fancy it too much.
Hmm? Why is that?
Just trust me. Maybe have Vorig guide you in.
Would it interest me scientifically at all?
Probably not.
Oh, alright. I'll wait back here.
I still don't understand why we're walking into this place. It's a bunch of lambs seeking the wolves.
Those kids need our help, Sven.
Kids. Ain't no kids.
There were until they starved to death.
Now their spirits haunt this place. They're upstairs. We've all seen them.
They seem to be trying to get people to help them.
This alcove. Do I notice anything interesting about it compared to, say, like the rest of the room? Is there anything that would suggest there is a just anything out of place?
There was a larder. There are shelves here.
Oh, okay, sure.
But the arms and legs still have their skin attached, though the flesh is mostly mummified.
I'm just gonna roll a 1d2 and see
Yeah.
if Djukovic's curiosity wins out over his scared. So if it's a 1, he's gonna go in and look. If it's a 2, he's not gonna. Okay, he's not gonna go look. He's too scared.
Sven, make a perception check.
He's getting dark though.
I'll shove you forward.
Okay.
You
I will
hear
get
the
it.
sound of people coming from every direction that you can sense. They're coming from the left, they're coming from the right, they're coming from up ahead. They might even be coming from behind as well. Sneaking.
I'm gonna draw my sword and Sven. He's kind of got shivers, like the hair's raised on his neck right now. He's gonna stand up straight, and a pair of radiant wings are gonna come from his.
The bright light is taken as provocation, and foul stench fills the air as several creatures, humanoid creatures with slavering mouths, long purplish tongues that could reach halfway down their chests, and ravenous fangs begin skulking through the corridors. You hold up your blade to defend them yourself as they approach. But they're too quick. They're far too quick for you. You are ravaged, Sven, from multiple sides. You stand in the crossroads, and these unliving monstrosities charge at you from every direction that they can. One scratches towards your face. Does a 17 hit?
17 hits.
Make a Constitution save.
I'm
Alright.
gonna use inspiration on that.
Okay.
Oh my god!
And as you are frozen in place, as these ice cold claws scratch across your face and it cause you to seize up like a rigor mortis in the dead. The other two monstrosities, these undying entities, begin to feast upon your flesh. They wear robes. These individuals, they wear long black robes, and they hide their faces behind sinister masks. But they remove these masks in order to bite down upon your flesh. 14 and 16.
The 14 misses, the 16 hits, and because I'm paralyzed, it's a critical.
It is a critical.
Hold on. Can Anton use his cutting words?
Is it a reaction?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, then you can.
Also, have you
So roll a d6 and subtract that from the 16.
you still got my shield as well, I think, Sven.
Yeah, even with that, I
Yeah.
don't have decent armor, so I've only got AC 15.
Yeah, okay.
So that takes it down to an 11.
Beautiful. And
I should have done that the first time, but I was tabbed out looking at the rule book. I'm
no
sorry.
worries. No, we're working out our tactics. It's battles like this that'll get us ready for the real fights. And so while you're paralyzed there, and the scratch across your face is a grievous wound. The cutting words of Anton distract these ghouls, and as they're about to bite into your supple flesh, but instead they hiss and try to scare Anton off. Meanwhile, Vorig, you can make a perception check. All right.
Jeez.
You smell them coming. And as it sneaks up on you and prepares to bite you on the back of the throat, you're already ready for it. And you already know it's there. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
All right.
Never mind, I already used my reaction.
You have. All right. Just as you're preparing your own self, the Dark Elf sees yet another figure emerge from the shadows, from yet another avenue. And before you can react, a streak of claws comes slashing across your flank. Menendatus, armor class 18.
Yeah, hits.
All right, make a Constitution save.
He's an elf.
Ah, you're an elf.
Yes.
You are immune to the ghoul's paralysis.
Wait.
He's an elf.
Elven superiority.
I feel when there's no dwarf superiority.
Saves against being charmed, magic can't put you to sleep.
It's not a racial feature. It's a unique feature with ghouls.
Yeah, it's
Their
a ghoul
poison
feature.
works on all creatures except elves.
Because of a ghoul backstory.
Yeah, that's it.
Ah.
Because of first edition. Because they never did, so they still don't.
Alright,
Alright.
I don't mind.
That's good. It's very good. Okay. Anton.
Yeah, seeing his good friend Sin getting carved like turducken, he's gonna press his hand to his back and cast Cure Wound
Alright.
at first level. So restore 4 hit points. Fuck.
Some of the scratches heal over your face, but the paralysis for now remains, Sven. Are you able to kick it off?
And to aid with that, I'd give him inspiration.
Beautiful.
DC's only 10, isn't it?
Sure
Yeah,
is.
it doesn't matter, but you still have
So-
inspiration now.
Thanks to the effect of the healing seems to melt away the icy paralysis that's in your veins and bones, and you can move again. There's no big bad. Well, then why?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold up that holy symbol again and kind of like high, and I'm gonna say, feel the warmth of the sun, heathens. And there's a pulse from the holy symbol. I'm gonna use my turn undead channel divinity,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also gonna burn 3 charges to have them roll at disadvantage.
All right. So they have to be able to see it, right?
It's see or hear within 30 feet.
See or hear. All right. I'll might put a little aura down on you so I can tell how big 30 feet is. That's a lot. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
DC is 12.
1 passes, eh?
Yes.
All right. And it's on their... Yeah.
Or never mind. Sorry.
No worries. So it's on their turn that it affects them, right? It's
Correct.
Unless they're a specific challenge rating.
Yeah, I don't get the destroy feature until 5th, I think it is.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it's just turned until damaged or yeah.
All right. So they don't have to run away, do they? They just have disadvantage on attacks. Or do they have to run away?
Turn creature must spend its turns trying to move as far from me as
Must
it can.
move. Excellent.
And it can't willingly move to within 30 feet of me, and it can't take reactions. So it can only take the dash action to try and escape from the effect. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Or if it can't go anywhere, it just takes the dodge action.
Okay. Djukovic, you are bathed in radiant golden light from the symbol of Raven.
Quick, sorry, I hate to.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Quick point of order, because I've never played a bard before. My cutting words. Does anybody know if I can use that on enemy saving throws? It says like ability checks, I think.
Ability checks are things like athletics checks.
It's attack
history
rolls,
checks.
ability checks, or damage rolls.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright. Wasn't sure. I don't know the full nomenclature for like ability checks. Yeah. Alright.
It's all good.
Thank you.
That's right. Would it be an hour? Since I cast my arcane weapon on the 3rd floor.
No.
No. Okay, sweet. So still got my cold bolts resting in my crossbow. I guess literally facing the way I see the one right in front of Mindatus, kind of just being a bit scared and all the light going on, he's just going to use the spring-loaded bolt and try and hit him.
All right.
14 hit.
Straight through the robes that it's wearing. They have no armor underneath them, just the the robes of their cult.
So it did hit.
It did.
Oh, cool. Then it does 19 piercing.
Phew.
And sorry, I just need to figure out how much the arcane weapon does.
A D6.
D6 of cold. Cool. So roll 1d6, and that's 2 extra cold damage, and the all damage counts as magic for that. Pretty sure.
Angered, infuriated, it snapped out of its terror, and snaps around towards Mindatus, ready to devour him.
And then as bonus, so just as movement, no, I'm gonna stay where I am, and that's fine. I'm done.
Boring.
Does the one in front of me look like it's struck with fear or something?
They are all terrorized.
Is it good looking to run?
Yeah, it's looking behind its shoulder right now.
Alright, I'll take the opportunity to switch out. Actually, yeah, I'll step. Can I step over here and attempt to axe the one in front of Mindatus that just got shot?
Excellent. It's lurching at Mindatus right now, ready to shred him to pieces.
I'll recklessly attack. I don't think I have to be raging for that. No, I don't have to. Cool. I'll recklessly attack.
That's good to know, yeah.
24 to hit.
Crunch.
For 15 damage.
How this is it's a devastating blow. How does it die?
Like, I sort of like step to the side of the doorway, and then like as it's like going to bite Mindatus, like its head pokes out from the thing, and then I just cleave it off.
Guillotine.
Yeah.
Mindatus, there is a ghoul's head at your feet.
Terrified, he's just gonna move down here, and if this one tries to do anything, like if it comes towards like me in any way at all, I'm gonna cast Chill Touch.
Alright. The ghouls flee. Well, one moves away from Vorig.
I do not use my reaction.
Okie dokie.
Sven is going to lash out at the one in front of him.
Alright.
Tries to
You can make the attack right now. Gives a little snicker as it runs off. And these two also run. But evidently they are not alone. Because others emerge from the shadows to take their place.
Oh, fuck!
One on Sven and one on Vorig. Both using their claws. 8 for Sven, 14 Vorig.
Misses.
Alright. So we drove some of them off, Anton, but more just continue to emerge from the darkness.
Anton's gonna take a step down so that Borg's not by himself, and round the corner see the ghoul and instinctively stab at it. I don't think Anton's ever actually thrust this rapier in anger.
Your rapier goes straight through its cloth robe. It's as easy as stabbing a loaf of bread.
And I believe that's it.
You press the rapier button for damage.
Oh, that was a hit. I thought that meant it
Yeah.
whiffed.
Yeah, no, 15's Yeah,
Okay.
great. Right. You go straight through its robe and into its belly. So then you have a halfling between your legs.
Yeah, I'll strike the one in front of me.
It's an easier hit. This creature has very little combat training. Without its natural weapons, it wouldn't be very fearsome indeed. You cut it, but you don't cut it down.
And there's an extra 3 damage from the Radiant Soul being active, which is radiant damage.
That radiant damage seems to burn away at its flesh far more efficiently than you might have expected, and there's little more than a tattered skeleton dressed in rags, but its claws are still flailing and its teeth are still snapping. And then way.
Yeah, I kind of move up to the school with Vorik here. I pull out my hand axe into my offhand and swing with my mace in my main hand.
Crunch. Crack open its skull.
And then
The brain bits fall out like maggots from a wound.
and I'll use my bonus action to bring my hand axe down as well.
Beautiful.
An 11.
Ooh. Let's see. That just might do it, I think. It does. Dressed as they are in nothing but cloth, you carve into his shoulder.
So that's just 5 damage. There's no modifier on
Ah.
the second strike.
Good point. Mace in one hand, axe in the other. You are like some frenzied dwarven berserker made flesh. And Boric, you see it all.
Nice. Oh, does a Min get his reaction? His held action?
Yeah, what was the held action for? What was the
Chill.
what was the trigger?
If I'm pretty sure I said if the girl walks towards us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I
That,
didn't
that's
trigger
why.
it because
Yeah, that's why I didn't
yeah, because
pick
it's
up
the
either.
wrong
'Cause I was
girl.
like,
That's just
yeah,
another
if,
girl.
Yeah.
Let it slide.
Yeah.
the girl, yeah.
Yeah, no, so that's unfortunately your trigger that was never triggered, so you don't get your attack of opportunity.
No worries.
Djokovic.
Crap, he got close. Let's. Oh, nothing prepared is gonna help me here. I'm gonna. Before I do this, I just want to make sure I know if I can do this. Can you take reactions on your turn, or only
Yeah.
when it's not your turn? Okay. Well.
Yeah, I didn't think you could, but you can. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna move 5 feet this way, and I guess he'd get his attack.
And he takes it, snapping at you with dirty jaws. One cool. Do a snap. There we go. Snap.
9 does not hit. As I kind of take a backwards leap, and as I do that backwards leap, he'll get that spring-loaded shot out. The 12 do it?
It does. Straight through its flimsy robe.
So 15 damage,
Ooh.
and another 3 damage of cold.
It falls apart, its frozen bones shattering as they smash against the floor.
And then I'm going to move. If I move, yeah, I can move here and line up my next shot for this guy down here.
Pulls clear Vorig, as far as you can tell.
Well, I'll stand in the doorway where the last one ran off to. I'll just hold my action. If something comes this way, I'll attack it.
You hear something scratching, like it's trying to burrow into earth and stone.
Below me, or
In front and down the direction that you're looking.
alright.
Somewhere down this corridor. Mindatus.
I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on that one there.
Alright. It's a difficult shot, but you might pull it off. Not this time. You
Damn.
freeze the door frame instead.
I'm gonna go over there.
The last ghoul that is in the vicinity, apart from the ones who have run away, ravenously tries to devour Sven, eating him alive.
That's gonna hit.
And he bites your face, and he's hanging onto it, gnawing on your cheek. Anton.
Anton's gonna do the stabby stab with his rapier.
It's very effective.
Ooh.
You're in a very tremendous vantage point here. You've got a great shot straight into its belly up from underneath. And your strike will be the one that causes entrails to fall out and spill upon the floor. How does that blow look from your end?
Just this thing's been battered and beaten, and finally Anton just stabs upward through its chin and basically just carves its brain out with his sword.
It vomits up its lungs onto Sven.
And as a bonus action, Anton casts his prestidigitation and cleans them off.
Yeah.
Cleans off the ghoul, not Sven.
Exactly.
So you can still hear the scratching of ghouls trying to burrow into solid earth and stone. There are no more to be seen.
They might come back. That censure doesn't last forever, in my experience. We should stay close.
Yeah, I kind of hear scratching on the walls, and I step away from all walls. Just don't want to be anywhere near them. Kind of get up on top of the table.
Hey. Is there a
Sven.
shrine in there?
That's an interesting question. It's certainly something. Let's find out. So, this room is festooned with moldy skeletons hanging from rusty shackles up against the walls. There's a wide alcove in the south wall. Just give me a moment to review something. Yeah, okay, cool. So, starting again. Skeletons hanging from rusty shackles. There's a wide alcove in the south wall, and it contains a painted wooden statue. It's carved to look like a gaunt, pale-faced man with a voluminous black cloak, a stern, handsome chin, long sideburns that trail down to white at the tips, and a widow's peak that reaches almost down to a dominant aquiline nose. This man, this statue, this handsome, tall statue, his face reminiscent of the coins you have in your purse, holds in his pale left hand his pale left hand rests on the head of a wolf, and in his right hand he holds a crystal orb, smoky grey. The mist swirling in front of this orb that rests comfortably within the palm of his hands. The room has exits to the west and to the north, and it's from the west. You're sure it's from the west that the chanting is coming. It's softer in here.
So you said that this orb seems like it's resting on the palm of the statue. It's
Yeah,
not part of the statue.
correct. The statue's made of wood and painted. The orb is clearly crystal and smoky.
You lot, get everyone to come. This is. Might have found something.
What is it?
Statue of Strahd, some kind of item. Be warned though, it's a nasty sight.
Just a FYI, Dukovic is really keeping an ear out from behind him because he can't really see anymore. He's kind of just making sure that if he hears anything running up to him from behind us, he's gonna shoot it.
Yeah, you can't see much at all,
After
can
you-
you?
No, I can't see anything, so I'm just
Man.
relying on hearing stuff.
Something made of steel, around about 4.5, 5 feet tall, runs into you from behind. It's a dwarf.
Keep going.
Your ass.
I can't see anything. I think I kind of touch the elf in front of me. I think he's there. I can't move.
The statue holds out the orb as if making an offering.
This ghoul's
I now see.
room here.
Scratch, 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 scratch wall, scratch wall, scratch.
They look quite cute when they're shit scared.
What?
20, 20, 20, 20.
You think this is intended for us? I kind of like nod to the crystal ball.
If I know anything about statues with any goodies on them, it's probably a trap.
I can inspect it for a trap if you like, but
That's it.
I can't see anything.
2.
File in.
Roll for it. The ghoul launches itself towards you as the light from the raven's amulet goes dim.
Oh, I should have been counting the minute. I say, and I look up as it.
It launches itself.
Am I first? Oh, no, it's first.
Yeah, it's fast, and as it launches itself towards you, a series of shadows suddenly seem to flicker and emerge from the ground, unnaturally flickering around your feet. But you have little time to contemplate this eerie spectacle as the ghoul launches itself towards Elenway with a scratch across her face. 14.
AC 16.
All right, but it catches you on the gorget instead along your neck, and while you feel it caressing your face, it doesn't break the skin. You are Voreg at the rear and Dukovic with your ears being sharply kept out. You hear something skittering down the hallway, rushing, scampering, desperate and angry. It seems to come from multiple directions.
Alright. Is it my turn now?
Almost. It's moving.
Moving the 26 ghouls in the basement.
Yeah.
Across,
That's
across,
it.
across the basement.
That's it. Alright. That's it.
Cool, yeah. So there's a lot coming from that direction?
Sounds like they're coming from multiple directions, like swarms of rats pouring up the corridor.
I'll go 5, 10. I see the corner of one coming. And step back in, and if I were to use my bonus action to rage now, and I
Yeah.
held my action and attacked, my rage wouldn't go away, right?
As long as you get to attack, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. While I'm stepped here, actually, I'll rage and throw a hand axe.
All right.
They're
It's a
like-
difficult throw, but you might be
Try
able
and
to pull it off.
curve it. The rage damage won't apply because it's a melee attack, I believe.
Good point. Yeah.
But you know,
That's +5 to its armor class, but it's unarmored, so you might be able to get it.
yeah. Is reckless attacking only melee as well? Probably.
I think so.
Don't know about that.
Yeah,
No,
I could
you
be
get
wrong.
advantage on melee weapon attack rolls, but it doesn't say melee attack rolls. It is a melee weapon, but it's still...
No, it's a thrown weapon.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just throw a hand axe. I almost clicked great axe for that.
That'd be cool.
Throw great axe.
17
Oh, your axe wedges it in the side of this creature's flank.
for 8 damage,
It's a significant blow, but not enough to stop it in its track.
and I'll step back in here with my seething hatred going.
You can't see their faces anymore. The ghouls have, or the ghoul that you saw has placed the bronze mask, the bronze death mask, back on front of its face. So it's just like a set of claws and a black robe with a bronze mask rushing towards you.
Okay. That's my turn.
Mindatus, you're in a room with a statue of Strahd. Strahd holds an orb in one hand, and his other hand rests on a wolf. There is a ghoul that is attempting to tear Elenway to pieces.
We'll just try and chill touch this one, I guess then.
Excellent. And it's enough, unarmored as it is.
I don't know why this isn't rolling.
However, you discover that the damage that you inflict, the necrotic damage, barely seems to affect this thing at all. There's a slight withering, a slight greying of its flesh, but it's not the horrific effect that would have been if you touched someone living.
Alright, and then as a bonus action, I'm gonna reach into my pocket and cast magic mushroom on my mushrooms in my pocket for the next round.
No worries. There's something I haven't actually mentioned though. It hasn't occurred to me to mention, but Chill Touch is a spell. How long have you been casting Chill Touch? Did you learn it recently, or
I just got it level 3, yeah.
All right. Were you expecting your Chill Touch to resemble a skeletal hand that emerges from nowhere, shaking, with long black claws at the ends of its bony fingers?
Yeah, like the circle of spores that we used to come from.
Excellent. It's no surprise at all. Anton.
Anton's gonna ready his crossbow to take a shot as soon as he sees the target.
All right. There's one here, but it's pretty. It's a little bit.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, I'm sorry, I completely missed that.
No worries.
In that case, he's gonna move down and stabby stab.
Alright, you might have thought that smell was Elenway.
Well, you know, moss, decay.
It's an easy target. Less training in battle than you've had, and your rapier goes straight through its belly. But it's only a mild wound with no vital organs sustaining it in this unholy semblance of life. A stab through the kidney will only hurt so much. Djukovic, you are pinned in a claustrophobic tunnel 4 feet wide, 7 feet tall, made of earth. There is a skeleton hanging next beside you, leering in your direction. It's hanging to the walls by rusty manacles.
He kind of like at the moment, like hugging his little hand crossbow towards it. He kind of tries to move over towards it to maybe kind of see better going through
This-
this way.
The skeleton rocks as you bump it.
He's gonna. He can't see much near Venrir. Sorry, Vorig. So he's going to. Yeah, he's gonna cast light on his arrow he's got loaded.
Beautiful.
And keep it aimed towards Vorig's way, where he hears the people coming, and just wait there.
You have a light source ready to provide the illumination that you need. Old Sven. That orb, it's dancing in front of you. The mist, the smoky grey mist, like a cloud in the Feywild.
Still gonna deal with the ghoul first.
Wow, you are a practical man, if not very effective.
Look, okay, I took a real beating earlier.
I'm not judging. I got respect for a guy that your age goes adventuring. I mean, it's like Gandalf levels of respect.
He's doing well with his gout.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, again, crunch with both mace and hand axe.
Crunch, crunch is the right noise as you swing your mace wildly, accidentally knocking the bones of some hanging entity.
So yeah, the 10 misses.
Does hits a skeleton instead.
Sure, and then 6 slashing from the hand axe.
Or is it 3 slashing?
That there is without modifier.
You've done well. Excellent. It's a great hit, and carves into its flesh. The grey skin and meat underneath just flails and flops around.
Shift to that position, and then in my turn.
All right. The ghoul still hunting a Lenway. The slash is not going to help. It's just going to eat you alive. 12.
No, it doesn't hit.
Not enough. The ghoul comes around the corner. Durkovic, are you ready for it?
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. I couldn't hold an action because I
Didn't
cast a
think so.
light with my action. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And so all you can do is fumble with your arrow as these claws slash across the dwarf's breastplate. Another ghoul appears, but there's nowhere to go, so it seeks a little bit of refuge and wait for its opportunity. All right, they're clambering, but there's only so much room. And until Vorig opens up the passageway.
Yeah, I'll do just that. Reckless attacking. My great axe against this guy. 17 damage.
Off with his head.
And I'll step through.
And you are scratched by a ghoul that is waiting for you. This one down the bottom is dodging. It's being a little bit careful. This one up here is waiting for you to come around. And it releases a rake of claws down your back, but you're protected by the wall. And all it does is alert you to its hiding spot.
And I still got a bonus action, so I'm gonna
Cool.
step over here and hit it and shoulder charge it with my armor
Crunch.
with advantage
Pin it up against the wall.
for 7 damage.
It's clambering, scratching over your shield, over your armor. But do you have a shield? Just armor.
Just armor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so you pressed him up against the wall, and maybe your throat, your wrist is into his throat or something, your forearm, and it's flailing around. But in spite of its superior height, in spite of its extra reach, it can't get you.
And I'll move back into the door and back into the blockage.
All right, it takes an attack of opportunity at you, biting.
Didn't it use its reaction to smack me?
Yeah, it did. You're right. Yeah. It held its action. Yeah, you're right.
Was I here? Was I in this square before, or was I one further back?
One back, yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, that's my movement.
Cool, Mindatus.
Alright. Go there, can't see anything. Alright, shit.
Mindatus is successfully holding the position.
I'm gonna ready an action for if anything. For if a girl walks around the corner, I'm gonna throw a magic mushroom at it.
You will be
Lich
ready.
walks around the corner. Oh, it's just a lich.
That's it. It's a big ghoul. It's not a ghoul. It's a specific type of ghoul. Anton.
Anton's just gonna stab it again. Not original, but it seems to be working so far.
Tried and true. In the back. What is your technique?
Probably just stabs it through the back of the skull this time. There's only so many places you can stab a ghoul with a rapier.
Oh, through the back of the... The belly didn't work, so through the back of the head. Highly effective.
That's right.
Alright. Djukovic.
Well, everything's kind of covered at this point.
That's right.
He's kind of breathing a little bit nicer, and he's like, "Oh, that's all right. Everything's covered now." But he kind of like really wants to get away from this skeleton, so he's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20. Can he because he doesn't really have anything to do, he's gonna inspect the orb and the statue, kind of ascertain what the orb is gonna do if he can make a check of some kind.
Sure.
What should he roll?
Maybe an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm not sure how this would work. Is this check an action?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Boop. Dang.
All right. The smoky mist within the orb is mysterious. It seems to dance in several pitches, none of which make you can't quite make out what the image is before it changes into something else. What you can be confident of, however, is this is an arcane focus. It would be suitable for wizards, for example, or sorcerers to stand in place of a spell book or a wand, or the sort of focus that that is so often needed, like spell components. So that's what
Okay.
it is. It appears to be an arcane focus to your immediate ascertainment.
Okay. And that light source that's over here would travel with me because it's the
Good
arrow
point.
inside my. Just yeah.
Absolutely right.
And I guess I don't think I can do anything with bonus actions, so that'll be my turn.
Everything's under control, Sven.
Take a second to catch a breather. Probably head back up to these guys because they were fighting as well.
There's a
Right up here.
roadblock.
Just dash to get through all of us, Sven. Nothing bad's on the other side.
That way.
Yeah, I'll go, what, 5, 10, or 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, kind of like follow behind Sven to the other two. And as I kind of go to exit the room, like just behind him, I'll place my my hand on his shoulder and just cure wounds, level 1.
Excellent. And as you're offering him the light of the sun, a pair of ravenous ghouls steps around the corner, moving in and slashing, moving in and biting. Slash! Make a constitution saving throw. Oh, nice work, magic mushrooms.
Oh, not like that attack roll for some reason.
Constitution.
You're
Oh.
fine.
I take 2 damage from that.
And another. And the bite as well.
Make 4 damage from that.
That's 5 damage on the mushroom.
Okay, bam. The mushroom explodes and angers the ghoul greatly. But they still manage to get the decisive strikes in with their claws and with their bites. Vorig's able to take these kind of blows, but every one weakens him a little. Vorig, you're the roadblock here.
I step in between them. Axe the one below me with a reckless attack
Uh-huh.
for 16 damage.
Whoa, finishing him off.
And with my bonus action, I'll like just sort of jump back onto this guy behind me and hit him with my armor
Beautiful.
with advantage. 12. Does that hit?
Does.
7
And he is
damage.
failed. Finishing them off.
Hey, a dwarf's whole body is a weapon.
How you going, Anton?
Quite well, thank you for asking.
Oh, yeah, no, it's quite alright. Kind of stows his hand crossbow.
Can I check these ghoul bodies to see if they have any like cultist symbol or something? Check in their robes.
The robes themselves and the masks, the bronze masks, yeah, they are. Yeah, that's they're the sort of iconography that they're wearing. But there's no holy symbol, for example. No, nothing that betrays which god or demon they might serve. There is a shrine, however, here.
Yeah.
So that's
Of Strahd.
some form of
Delusional
evidence.
bastards.
Could I give myself guidance and instead of checking for magic, just check for traps if I take the orb instead?
Sure.
Cool. Thieves' tools. And I add that 1d4 just because I can.
There's no mechanical effect. There's no triggers or wires or pressure plates or the like.
Okay. Do you think I could take this? Just have a look at it. There's no traps on it. I'm looking at Elenway.
I mean, I've no need for it, but if you can put it to use, sure.
I would much like to study it. I guess I.
What you want a magician, lad?
Oh, it's hard to explain, but everything is science. Magic and science go hand in hand. You see. And he starts rambling again, explaining
yeah,
everything.
okay, whatever.
All right, and I'll grab the orb.
As you do, you feel a surge of power rush through your fingertips, through your hands, up your arm, and into your very being. By the time you've recovered from this rush of energy, you blink around to see the shadows of several individuals reaching
Oh
towards.
my god.
And we will deal with that next week.
Oops.
Oops, he says.
Come on now.
5 shadows, holy crap. Very
That is
good.
a lot of shadows.
Goodbye,
Yeah.
Dukovic.
Holy
I'll
mother.
be
It's
fine.
nice knowing you. You taught me a lot of good magic.
Yeah.
Them cantrips.
Oh my god, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fucking place hates us. Like, definitively.
Uh,
I
It's
thought
only
I checked it enough.
5.
Yeah, I thought I checked it enough. Wrong.
There were no traps. There were just a bunch of dudes holding out, just
Yeah.
like standing next to it.
Nice
kinda-
house. This
Nice
module
house.
this module is called Nice House, by the way.
nice
Oh yeah,
house.
definitely
Yeah.
not one that starts with the D and ends with F.
Alright, thanks for the session, guys. I gotta bounce.
See you,
Cheers, I'll
man.
see you
Thank
later.
I'll
you.
catch you
See ya,
soon.
man.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.